you will not fight a single war. Because kings fight wars to enlarge their domain. God said, I will see to it that your domain will have nobody will even think of tampering with you. I mean, by the time you read 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 24, 1 Kings 4, verse 24, the Bible tells us it has peace all around. Now that's dominion, man. Now, I'm going to be talking to everybody as soon as God permits me. I'm going to be apologizing for making a mistake, for saying that if you don't pay tithe, you might not make it to heaven. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's not in the Bible. What the Bible says is, be at peace with all men, and holiness, without which no man shall see God. Now, let me tell you. Listen to me. You know, it is possible to be right and wrong at the same time. I prove it to you. I mean, I'm a scientist, so I know that. For years, we taught that light travels in straight lines. Now, is that correct? At least those of you who know a little bit of it will say, sure, but light doesn't bend at corners, it goes straight. But later on, we discovered it's not just not straight as a rod. Light travels in waves, going in one direction, but in waves. It is wrong to do.
Hello, and welcome. Wow. Welcome, everybody. I hope you are doing well. And if you are catching this later on, I hope you are having a great weekend. So, guys, this is a conversation that we need to have. This is a conversation that we need to carry on having. And so, for those of you who might be watching this later on, or people that might be coming across my channel, well, welcome to you, and thank you for joining. And for people who are new here, I am the Afro Atheist, and on my channel we dig into religious claims and we break them down, especially from an atheist I never get my words out, an atheist perspective. Today's topic, though, is about Pastor Enoch Adeboye and his recent confession and apology. Yes, Adeboye, one of the most influential religious figures in Africa. Now, when someone like Adeboye, who has been preaching to millions for decades, comes forward to apologize, it raises questions. If a man like Adeboye, a revered spiritual authority, can admit that he is wrong, then we have to ask ourselves, what else has he been wrong about all these years? And even if he doesn't fully know what he is doing, who does? If somebody like Adeboye can get things wrong, Christianity, you have a serious problem. You have a serious problem. If somebody like this man who has been in the top of what you call Christianity in Africa can get it wrong, guys, you need to go and brace yourselves. It's only going to get worse. And this is critical, especially for the Christians. This is critical. This is the moment that you have to start questioning. everything that you have been told. The religion brought to you by the colonials, it's time to start questioning it. Because if somebody like Adeboye at his level can be fallible, then what does that say about the doctrines that you have been taught to follow without question? They told you, do not question God, do not test God. But look where that has brought you. You are now in a place where they are making a mockery of you. So, well, it's not too late. It is not too late. There is still hope. So join me as we take apart the claims of Pastor Enoch Adeboye, Abel Damina, Enenche, all those big African preachers, plus the small ones. They are all scamming you. They are all liars. You go and write it down. Put my name on it. It's going to happen. There are going to be many more confessions and exposés. The religion has done its time. It has done its time. And this so-called apology, we are going to explore it deeper and the issues that it is going to present for Christianity in Africa. So join me together. Let us dive deep and challenge the narrative that you all have accepted for a very long time, including me, at least for a while. But I said, no, enough of the bullshit. And this is not just about Adeboye alone. This is about the Daminas. This is about all of them. Enenches, Oyedepos, this is about every single one of them. And this is about the entire structure of religious authority and why it is time for you to think for yourself. It is time for you to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. So now let's go and have a look at this man. What does he think he calls this? An apology? This is not an apology. This is not an apology. This is a mockery. This is not an apology. This is who's accepting this as an apology? If you accept this as an apology, there is something wrong with you. There is something wrong with you fundamentally. If you are accepting this as an apology, there is something wrong with you. So let's go and have a look at the thing he says. He says it's an apology. This is the apology that we will break it down. And also, I want to remind people that this man has done a lot of damage. This man, him single-handedly, has done a lot of damage. And we will keep exposing them one by one. So let's go over his apology. And what is so heartbreaking about this apology is that he's talking, hey Dima, good to see you. Dima, did you hear this apology? Dima, did you hear this rubbish? It is sad. He's moving from scam of 40 years, now moving it to a different kind of scam. This is no apology. The guy is pure evil. He is evil personified. This guy is evil personified. So, right, let's go over his so-called apology. And guys, if you are watching on TikTok, I am streaming on YouTube. So please join me on YouTube, or if you want to just stay quiet and just be listening, but you may not necessarily be able to hear the video. but I am streaming on YouTube. Please look for me on YouTube, the Afro Atheist. Okay, so right, let's go and have a look at this so-called. Now, this is titled RCCG International Youth Convention. He is talking to the youth. He is talking to young people. This old man that is going senile is talking to young people. If you are clapping for this man, there is something wrong with you.
Chapter 7, verse 5. He moved on, he said, that's what I've done is a joke. He moved on to 22,000 cows, plus 120,000 sheep. And God said, all right, throughout your lifetime, you will not fight a single war. Because kings fight wars to enlarge their domain. God said, I will see to it that your domain will have nobody will even think of tampering with you. I mean, by the time you read 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 24, 1 Kings 4, verse 24, the Bible tells us it has peace all round. Now that's dominion, man. Now, I'm going to be talking to everybody.
Oh, you should see this clown.
As soon as God permits me.
Guys, I'm streaming on YouTube. Join me on YouTube. Join me on YouTube.
For making a mistake.
So you can see the videos.
For saying that.
What am I doing here?
If you don't pay tithes, you might not make it to heaven. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
That's wrong.
Okay. So this man said this. I want you to look at his body language, okay? While he's talking to these people, his body language, right? Please have a look at this.
Because kings fight.
Please have a look at his body language as he's talking to the people where he's going to start the apology, right? So please have a look at his body language.
Nobody will even think of tampering with you. I mean, by the time you read 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 24, 1 Kings 4, verse 24, the Bible tells us it has peace all round. Now that's dominion, man. Now, I'm going to be talking to everybody.
Look at the hand. Look at Adeboye's hand. I'm going to be talking to everybody. Just take that hand and just put that hand down. What is wrong with you? I'm going to be talking to like y'all mean just y'all are shit. You are rubbish. I'm going to be talking to everybody. Did you see his hand? Who do you think you are? This shirt that he's wearing, I hope you all know it's a uniform. This is a uniform. All of them in the audience, they're wearing the same shirt too. Like a cult. Wearing the shirt of their daddy in the Lord. Huh? It's really terrible. Okay. Look at his hand again. Once again, please. We will continue after this. Just have a look at the way he like shushing them away. Shush them away. Look at every one of them. Look at them wearing the same shirt. Look at them. Just have a look.
We even think of tampering with you.
They're all wearing the same shirt like Adeboye. 1 Kings
chapter 4, verse 24. 1 Kings 4, verse 24. The Bible tells us it has peace all round. Now that's dominion, man.
That's a dominion, okay. Hey, look, oh shit, I missed it.
Now, I'm going to be talking to everybody.
I'm going to be
as soon as God
talking
permits
to
me.
everybody as soon as God permits
I'm going to be
you.
apologizing.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I'm going to be talking to everybody as soon as God permits me. Which God? 40 years plus, you've been lying to people. Oh, it is now you are waiting for God to permit you. I'm going to be talking to everybody as soon as God permits me. You and your God, there's something wrong with both of you. Your God is still, you are still waiting for permission from your sky daddy to come and tell you when to speak to people about your lies. It's time to wake up. It is time to wake up, people. Wake up. This guy, he is waiting for his God to tell him when he can tell the people, I've been lying to you. He's still waiting for God to tell him. This is terrible.
For making a mistake.
Sugar?
For saying that if you don't pay tithe, you might not make it to heaven. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Okay, let me take that back. There's a lot in this apology.
That's not in the Bible.
There is a lot in this apology that you all must not miss. I don't know. Where's my phone holder? Okay, give me a second, because I'm trying to tell the people on TikTok that I'm also streaming on YouTube. So let me put my phone over here. Right, that's my holder now. I don't have to keep moving it. Guys, if you're interested in watching, I've got the videos playing. It's on YouTube, but you would not be able to see it here. TikTok does not like you showing videos that don't belong to you. TikTok only wants you. Why is the camera showing this? So TikTok only likes you showing original content, but because I'm reacting to a video, so please join us on YouTube. Okay, so now let's go over this thing again. His apology. This guy is sick.
He moved on to 22,000 cows, plus 120,000 sheep. And God said, all right, throughout your lifetime, you will not fight a single war. Because kings fight wars to enlarge their domain.
Okay.
God said, I will see to it that your domain will have nobody will even think of tampering with you. I mean, by the time you read 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 24, 1 Kings 4, verse 24, Bible tells us it has peace all round. Now that's dominion, man.
Lie.
Now, I'm going to be talking to everybody.
I'm going to be talking to everybody.
As soon as God permits me.
As soon as God permits him.
I'm going to be apologizing.
I am going to be apologizing for making a mistake.
For saying that if you don't pay tithe, you might not make it to heaven. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
So he is going to be apologizing for saying anyone who's not paying tithe might not make it to heaven. You are a liar. That was not what you said. That was not what you said. You didn't say anyone who's not paying their tithe might not make it to heaven. Shut your mouth. Let me show you what this man said. Tell you why this man is pure evil. Okay, as a reminder, if you don't know what this man said, let me show you exactly what he sat there and boldly told this to his people. And these people sat there and they just took it all in because their so-called daddy was talking. Please listen to what he had said, because now he's lying. He's lying now.
I am going to give every one of you, pastors, an opportunity to repent tonight. And then to go back immediately after this convention and restitute your ways with your congregation. Make it clear to them. Anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop. Each time you fail to pay your tithe, you are telling God,
anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop. Adeboye, 7 years ago, sat there and told the people, heaven will be the association of redeemed Christian members Tithe Payers Association. Heaven is only for the Redeemed Christian Church of God tithe payer. Heaven, he sat there and made himself the gatekeeper of heaven. Talking about anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop. That's what he said. Now, in his apology, he's lying and saying, I said anyone who is not paying his tithe might not make it to heaven. Stop with the lies. Stop it.
That which belongs to you, I eat it with mine. And you bring a heavy curse on yourself.
You're telling them
Now,
if you
after all
don't
of
pay
this,
your
there was a
tithe,
lot of backlash
that
with
you will bring a heavy curse upon yourself. Wait, Adeboye, let me ask you. 40 years you have been preaching this doctrine. Wait, what happened? Wait, where was your God when you were busy making that mistake back then? Guys, this is when you will know that the God that Adeboye claims to be speaking about, that God does not exist. Because how can the God sit there and watch Adeboye make such blunders? How can, no, think about it. My daddy said, daddy. But your daddy could not tell you that you are making a mistake. Your daddy could not tell you that you are making a mockery of the religion. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok, I'm streaming on YouTube. So you can see the videos on YouTube. So join me over on there, right? This man lied. If God truly told him back then that, because look at him, he sat there and told the people, oh, anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop. If truly there is a God, if truly there is a God, that was the moment that God would have said, not on my watch, you lie to these people. You don't lie to these people like this. Adeboye's God does not exist. God does not exist until you can prove its existence. How is a God sitting there and watching this happen? How is a God sitting there and watching this? This man has gone how many years collecting tithe? And now, African Christians, wake up. Tithe was never cash money. The tithe that they were collecting in the Bible was never cash, and it was only paid to the Levites. Adeboye is not a Levite. All your preachers, none of them is a Levite. There are no Levites in Africa. In fact, the Levites were a special people set aside by God. Your preacher has made himself the modern day Levites. Thank you, everyone. I'm streaming on YouTube. Join me over there if you're interested. Your preacher has made himself the modern day Levite. Your preacher sat there and decided, I am the Levite of the modern day, and now you must pay your tithe to me. The people in the Bible used to pay all kind of different tithe. There was a tithe that you paid every 3 years. There was a tithe that you paid, I don't know how often it was, but there was a particular tithe you had to take from your home over to the priest, right? And then when you get there, you hand it over to them, and they would distribute the tithe. They would distribute everything, right? If you could not take your tithe to the priest, you were to sell your tithe, whatever money that you got from what you sold, because it wasn't cash. Tithe was not cash. It was the produce from the ground. So whatever you sold, you were to then use that money. The things you were going to take to the priest, if you could not make it for whatever reason, you were to have that money, sell those goods, and turn that into food for your family. You were to eat your tithe. You were to sit with your family and eat your tithe, you and your people. Your pastors have scammed you for a long time. It is time to wake up. Religion is a scam. Christianity is a scam. Jesus is a scam. It's that simple. It's just that simple. I mean, if you have evidence to prove otherwise, come on YouTube. I can bring you up. Come and tell us why a God will impregnate a young girl in the name of forgiving human beings. Why? Two people ate a fruit in a garden. Now your God went looking for a virgin girl. Your God was looking all around the planet, looking for a girl that has not had sex before. I mean, look at what kind of nonsense God sits there and he's looking for virgin. That one, she's had sex before. No, we can't use her. Okay, no, this one she's not had sex before. Let's use that one. That is the nonsense they want you to believe in, that whole Jesus story. Daddy picked himself a virgin. Jesus's daddy picked himself a virgin and said, Jesus, now you go and be a baby inside her. And that mumu Jesus, that one too, followed. That mumu Jesus, let me go and be a baby inside Mary. Ha 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 ha. Rubbish. Okay, let's go back to his apology. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok, please join me on YouTube. Let's talk about this bullshit here. Okay, right. So, hey Melmay, good to see you. Right. Let's go back to his. Okay, let's go back to his what do you call it? His apology video. No forgiveness for him. They have deceived many. Right, Laura? No forgiveness for him and the
What the
others.
Bible
It is
says
time
is,
for
be at
people
peace
to
with all
wake up.
men,
It's time.
and holiness,
Religion
without
is a
which no man
scam.
shall see God. Now, let me tell you. Listen to me. You know, it is possible to be right and wrong at the same time.
Shut up. That's not true. He just said, wait, hold on. Let me.
I'm a scientist, so I know that.
Adeboye just said it is possible to be right and wrong at the same time. Adeboye, on a subject like this, you cannot be wrong and right at the same time. You are either right or you are wrong. Because you are a scientist, you are a failed scientist. That's what you are, a failed scientist, because now you're telling the people you can be right and wrong at the same time. On this one, you were wrong back then, you are wrong now, and Adeboye, you will continue to be wrong. Your legacy is not going to be good. Just go mark it, go write it down. TB Joshua, you see where his legacy ended. Your legacy is not going to be good because you have lied to people for the longest and you stay lying. So how are you right and wrong at the same time? How is that possible? He sounds arrogant, right, Vivian? V, is that you? VV. Hey, V. V, is that you? He is arrogant, is what he goes on to say next. That's where you know that this man is a con. All right, let's listen to him.
For years, we thought that light travels in straight lines.
There's no God. For Lord, listen, the God is a scam.
A little of you know a little bit of it will say, sure, but light doesn't bend at corners, it goes straight. But later on, we discover it's not just not straight as a rod. Light travels in waves, going in one direction, but in waves. It is wrong to limit you to 10%. At a time when some of you should be 20%, 30%, 40%.
And those mumu people at the back, look at them shouting, Olodo people, look at them. He's apologizing, right? But at the same time, he's telling you that your 10% is not enough. Who is Adeboye that you must give him 10% of your income every month? No, who is he? You see why beliefs are deadly. Because of your belief in God, somebody is capitalizing on that belief. They have made themselves God's representative because you believe in God. So now they make you think that because you believe in God, you've got to bring your money to God through Adeboye. If you don't believe in God, your money is yours and yours alone. But because you believe in this Sky Daddy does not have a bank account. Sky Daddy does not have a place where he wants you to pay the money. So you, with your belief, have to take your money to Uncle, no, this one is Grandpa Adeboye. If you know the amount of money that has gone through the hands of this man for the last however many years he's been there, I'm telling you, those monies, they were enough to bring change to Ogun State. They were enough to bring change to Nigeria. But because he and he alone was the one at the top, eating all the money, this man's son recently was exposed for, Adeboye's son was recently exposed. Hey, God bless Reggie. The pimp. This man's son was recently exposed for collecting how many billions from the government to build roads. His son did not build the roads, but he collected the money. And as soon as they wanted to start talking about it, he ran to go and he wanted to put an injunction so that they would not talk about. But no wonder Adeboye is always in the president's office. You always see him going to shake hands. But they never show you what Adeboye is discussing with your president. They never show you what he is discussing with your governors. They never show you. They just show you him and the president and the vice president, but never tell you what was discussed in those in-house meetings. The man is building generational wealth. In fact, he has built generational wealth. Have you seen the size of Redemption Camp? Have you seen the size? Guys, you must join me over on YouTube. I need to show you the size of this man's you need to see every month. Let me show you where people gather. This guy, now he wants more than 10%. Hold on. Let me show you. Dr. Damina is live. Dr. Damina storms South Africa with the power of God. These people. Eh? Dr. Damina storms South Africa with the power of God. Ah, these people, chai. Eh? Sorry, I just logged into YouTube and I've seen Damina as the Exosia TV Ghana. Dr. Damina is now in Ghana. What has that? I'm curious. Let's go and see what Damina is busy talking about there. This is not about Damina, but guys, look, Damina is in Ghana right now. Look, I want you rock.
Essence of reading
I want liar pants on fire. Look at them.
That must not be different from the intent of his author. The reason why I'm going to read a letter from you is to see what you're trying to tell me. And if I understand the letter you wrote me, it means I will be in sync with your intention for writing the letter. So to truly say you've understood the scriptures, you must understand the intent behind the mind of the author when they wrote the scriptures. So reading is fundamental. If you're not a good reader, you cannot be a good teacher of God's word.
David says, you've got to know the mind of the goat herders that wrote the Bible. You've got to know the mind of the illiterates that wrote the Bible. I'm not disrespecting them, but you know what they knew back then and what we know now, very different, right? They were the big guns of their time back then, right? These were the ones that knew what they were doing back then, but now is foolishness, right? So Abel Damina is saying that you should subject yourself to understanding the mind of some people that had no clue about what they were doing. You subject, Abel Damina, easy now, easy, Abel.
If you're going to be a teacher of
Abel
God's word,
can lie.
you must be someone that is abandoned to reading. Not this, we live in an age where people's reading and study attention span is very small.
Now,
But you
Abel
cannot
has
allow
become
yourself to
the
catch up with
everybody's
the times that we
cup
live
of
in.
tea.
You
They're
must be
bringing
able to
him,
realize that as a
bring
minister
him.
of Christ and a teacher of
Abel is
God's
the
word,
one.
and someone
Abel is
that
the
is
answer.
called by God to serve
Abel
his purpose
Damina
in
has
general.
told you, I am a scammer. Abel Damina has revealed himself to you. He said, once upon a time, I too was preaching the false doctrine, but now I'm preaching the right doctrine. Abel Damina, prove the existence of God. Prove that a God exists. No, this is what people need to be asking Abel Damina. Okay, Abel Damina, how is it that God watched you preach the false doctrine for that long period? And how do we know that now you are now preaching the right doctrines? How do we know that? Abel, is it possible for you to tell God to speak to us too? Stop listening to this trash. Right. I'm trying to move on from, no. When today is not Abel Damina's. I might touch on him a little bit. So let me, so RCCG camp, auditorium capacity. Guys, I want you to see what Adeboye built. All those many years that he was collecting monies. Please have a look at what this man built. It will sicken you.
Yeah,
Guys,
if we're going to
on
auditorium,
TikTok,
we
please join
normally
me on
come through
YouTube.
here.
Yeah,
You can
so
see the video.
It's at the end there. We're still driving.
yeah, I'm just
Guys, look
Yeah,
at
if we're going to auditorium, we normally come through here.
yeah. So
guys, look at the redemption camp. They say it can seat 1 million people. Every month, Adeboye gathers 1 million people. 1 million people. I was baptized on these grounds. I have my baptismal certificate still. I used to go every month in this ground that you are watching right now. I was baptized by immersion in this ground, the baptismal ground, the baptismal place where they do the baptism. That's where I was baptized. I know this place. I used to be here. It wasn't as big as it is now, but so I know exactly what I am talking about. I used to go to the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Acme, Redeemed Christian Church of God. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if we're going to auditorium, we normally come through here.
yeah, so
it's at the end there. We're still driving.
Yeah. I'm just
This
taking
is the end of the auditorium.
I'm just taking a video now that we're driving
Acme
from the end of
Parish,
the
yeah.
auditorium
I
completely
was
to the
I was in
beginning.
Acme. Yeah,
You cannot put that in a picture. You cannot put it in a video.
I
You
was
just
in
gotta
Acme.
see it for yourself. It's just not possible to make any good idea of it.
I was one of the, what do you
And
call it,
the most
youth.
crazy thing is that it has become.
We had a very
small.
strong youth fellowship. I was one of the leaders of the youth fellowship. I think I was I the vice secretary or something like that. We had what are these boys'
This
names?
place was completely filled with people.
Wubame.
On our left,
Wubame was the
on
president.
our left, the
Then we had
secretariat.
Philip as the vice.
All the offices
We
are
had
here.
Fumi Oyeti. Then we had,
Secretariat, that's the place.
what's this girl's name again? I remember them. Yeah, we were a strong, very strong force. We were doing our thing. Guys, I would go as a youngster, go to night vigil. Some nights there'll be only 5 of us, and I'll be the only girl there. Me, Idowu, what's his name? Femi, Idowu Femi. These boys will come. They come and get me from my home. My mother will say, yes, you people make
Now
sure
we
you
can
look
see
after
the
her. They're like, yo, we
screens
will
where
look
the
after her.
altar
We are going
is
to go and pray.
actually.
And we will pray all night. Shakalakaka,
Remember,
shakakakaka, shakrokokokokoko, shekerekekekekeke, shakakakakakakaka. My goodness. The things I did for God. Hmm. Guys, just have a look at what Adeboye built. The thing is not ended. This structure from
this is the
one
Redeemed Christian
to
Church
the
of
other
God.
has not ended. Something is wrong somewhere. We have to wake up, people.
There
We
doesn't
have to
exist
wake
another
up.
place like this
Adeboye
on
has
earth.
destroyed Nigeria.
This will be filled with people
Adeboye has
worshiping and praising
destroyed
God.
Nigeria. My goodness, that was crazy. Yeah. Sorry about that. I kicked myself out of the studio. Let's see. Share. So the auditorium. Now the question now is, why would anyone need such structures to try and please a God? If God lives inside of you, why do you need this kind of big, gigantic nonsense to please the same God? It just makes a mockery of your God. Okay, let's see. What's this one?
When you hear the word scam, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Let me guess. Hello and welcome to my
I'm not sure. Guys, look at the churches. Look at the big
A
structures,
Christian camp
right?
was seen as a wilderness with tents, just to serve as a temporary place for people to gather for retreats, for conferences, or for programs. I mean, there was never a need for a permanent structure. Everything just had to be temporary. The redemption city of God changed the whole game. Look at the gigantic size of this thing.
Redemption Christian Church of God, or whatever this is, it did not change the whole game. It fucked up the whole game. It destroyed Nigeria. Guys, look at where the resources, people's resources, look where it has gone. No wonder people will continue to be poorer and poorer in Africa. The monies they should be using to feed their people, guess what they're doing? They're building churches. Nigeria has more churches than schools. No, think on it. Think on it. Nigeria has more churches than it has schools. Nigeria has more churches than industries. Honestly, go have a look. Nigeria has more churches than hospitals. You have a problem. Listen, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, some of us we will be long gone, right? The world will be thriving. But you guys, the legacy you're leaving behind for your children, your children will be crying, saying, why did our ancestors not do something? You all like to talk about ancestors. You will become an ancestor very soon. Then your children will start crying. Why didn't my dad do something? Why didn't mommy do something? Why didn't this ancestor say something? Look where the money has gone.
It is one of the most comfortable, well-planned, and beautiful places in all the cities of the world. From the old and rural structures to the high-end estates, beautiful guest house, markets with several shopping areas, homes to millions of people around the world. But what makes Redemption City so special? Let's dive in and find out.
It's a whole
Some years
city.
ago, this location used to be one of the most dreadful places in Nigeria. I mean, it was a hideout for criminals. Traveling on the express was a no-no because it was a dreadful experience. According to Pastor Enoch Adeboye,
that's not what we're doing today. It's his apology. So this is the man at the center of it. He has built a whole city for himself in that place. And now, how many years later, hey, Diaspora Diva, good to see you. Now, he is now saying, I was wrong. No, don't do this. Do not do this. If he could be wrong about time, what else is he wrong about? He's wrong about everything. I can prove that Adeboye is wrong about everything. I can prove it. And I'm not to brag. I can show you evidence that he's wrong on everything.
Should be for beginners.
Guys, if you're watching, join us on YouTube. I'm streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, I believe God will give me an opportunity very soon to tell you the details.
Oh wait, can you see
Giving should be violently.
This guy says, give him violently. Violent giving only.
You want to be the one who will control.
Give violence.
Finances. They're going to go far beyond 10%.
What's the meaning of violent giving, John?
I told you the story before.
What was?
I don't know why I'm preaching this sermon before it is time. But
shut up.
Well, maybe because God wants you to hear it first.
Please, what does violence giving mean? I still find it difficult to forgive myself for believing this man and following him toe to toe in my youthful days. Diaspora Diva, at least we have a chance. We have a chance to make it right. A lot of our parents did not get that chance. My mom and dad both died as believers. They were in the Deeper Life Church. So, not that it will make it any better, but it's something. It's something. At least, Diaspora Diva, you would not be passing it on to your next generation. It stops with you. It stops with you. The religion that was brought to you and your people by the colonials, it stops with you. We're not passing it on anymore. Right? V, this is, we're waking up. We're not passing this to the next generation. We're telling our next generation, think for yourself. Look, my boys, I don't work with them as though, you've got to respect me. You've got to, we talk like we are, not friends, but the kind of relationship I have with them. If I do anything wrong, they will call me out. If I say anything wrong, they call me and I will listen. They will correct me. And I'm like, okay, all right, guys, thank you. My son would say to me, he said, Mom, okay, I know this will upset you, but you've got to hear it. I'm like, okay, bring it on. Mom, no, you're already, I'm like, okay, just say it. That's the kind of relationship. I'm not trying to force them to believe in things. I'm not trying to push a narrative down on them. Let them be themselves. Let them explore and experience the world how they see fit. There is no God anywhere. There is no God at the center of anything. And if there is a God, that God is a failure. That God has failed and failed woefully. Okay, so let's carry on with this apology. Please bring 10%. Let me come back a little bit. Please listen. This was so upsetting. Bring 10%.
In straight lines. Now, is that
Listen.
correct? At least those of you who know a little bit of physics will say, sure, the light doesn't bend. A corner, it goes straight. But later on, we discover it's not just what, not straight as a rod. Light travels in waves, going one direction, but in waves. It is wrong to limit you to 10%. At a time where some of you should be 20%, 30%, 40%. 10% should be for beginners.
Adeboye wants 40% of your income every month because you see, this is why this God thing needs to be taken down. So because he is the old man from God, right? He has made himself the mouthpiece from God. God is there. Adeboye is here, right? Now, God speaks to Adeboye to speak to you. So now Adeboye wants 40% of your hard labor. He wants to sit there and you bring your money to 40%. Is this man not evil? Which God exactly? This is why I will always be anti-God. What God looks at people, go to work and says to them, bring me 40%. What God looks at people at their work. Some of you work really hard. Goddess Reggie. Goddess Reggie works really hard. And then somebody will sit there and say to Goddess Reggie, bring 40%. Adeboye, you are a thief. Adeboye, you are a con man. And you need to be called out. There is no respect for agbalagbas that lie to people. There is no respect for old senile dingbats that lie to people. We should not respect anybody because they teach us, respect your elders, have some blah, 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 blah. Rubbish. This one, no, he's not deserving of respect. He is not deserving of respect at all. He still wants to collect monies. Flies in private jets. And yet wants you to bring 40% of your income to him.
Yeah, I believe God will give me an opportunity very soon to tell you the details. Giving should be violently. Violently. You want to be the one in top? You want to be the one who will control finances?
Hey, Zinka. Good to see you.
You're going to go far, far beyond 10%.
Oh, hold on. Let me
I've told you the story before.
Guys, let me... So for those people watching on TikTok, you can join me on YouTube. I'm showing the video because TikTok will not let you show videos because I could have used the TikTok studio to but they would take it down because they don't like you showing some other person's content. They want you to show your own original content. So what is happening is there is a shift and it is happening. Get ready. Christians, please get ready. Do not sit comfortably. do not sit comfortably. This religion has had its time. This religion, the religion that was brought to you by the ancestors, sorry, not ancestors, what am I talking about? The religion that was brought to you by colonialism has done its day. The religion taught you that two people ate a fruit in a garden, and now you in Nigeria, you and your children are condemned. The religion that was brought to you by those people said to you that you are worthless, you are useless, hopeless. But don't worry, we've got the solution for you. His name is Jesus. He will save you. They brought us a Jesus that useless Jesus. What has Jesus done? Everywhere Jesus has gone, it has brought nothing but poverty, nothing but mind control. Jesus is one of many deities being spoken about. So how do you know that Jesus is the right one? Oh, because the Jesus religion is the biggest one. So you think because it's the biggest, therefore it must be true? Jesus is a scam. Jesus is a scam. There's hardly any evidence that the guy existed. In fact, I can prove that Jesus never existed. I can prove it. A white Jesus. Can you imagine the Jesus they brought to us? The white boy Jesus. That's clown. Could not save himself. So how do you think he was going to save you? So we're taking it apart. Guys, it's time to wake up. So I think what's happening is this man here, right? He is the biggest preacher in Nigeria. He is the one, he's been there for the longest. He's one of the oldest ones. This man has churches in over 120 countries of the world. His churches are everywhere. This man has now come forward to say, I'm sorry, I lied. I lied about tithing. But his apology, he's saying, when I said it, I told you guys that anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven, full stop. But what I meant to say is that that was wrong. It's not in the Bible. And I should not limit you to paying just 10%. Because some of you have the capability to pay 20 and 30 and 40. Think this man wants 40% of their money. This guy. He wants 40%. His apology turned to a whole shit show. And the people he was talking to while he was doing the apology were the youth of Nigeria. Adrian, thank you. The youth of Nigeria. He was in the youth. It's, if you can see the video, if you come on YouTube, you'll see it. It's the RCCG International Youth Convention 2024. He's talking to youth to bring 40%. Oh, Leni Babayi. Oh, Leni. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And so a shift is happening. So if you're a Christian, if you're a Nigerian Christian, or you are a Christian in Adeboye's church, get ready. If you're a Christian in Abel Damina's church, or whoever, Christian anywhere in the world, get ready. Your religion is being exposed every day. Jesus is a scam. It's that simple. There was no Jesus being injected into a young girl as a baby. Does that make sense to any of you? Jesus was up there. Thank you. That's beautiful. Jesus was up there with his daddy. No, guys, think about this. So Jesus, daddy, and the ghost were up in this heaven place. And God looks down to the earth. So two people had eaten this fruit in the garden. And now daddy is upset. Daddy says, no, I hate humans. I'm not going to have anything to do with them. If those humans want to communicate with me, they need to sacrifice animals before I can make them whole. But suddenly, Big Daddy God up there decides, okay, let's do something different. Jesus, do you think, Jesus, you can go down to the earth and be a sacrifice, my boy? Jesus, can you be a sacrifice? Jesus says, how are we going to do it? Oh, okay, so what's going to happen is we will inject you into, first, hold on. First, Big Daddy G, Ghost, and Jesus have to scout around looking for a virgin for themselves. They had to look for a virgin because they needed a virgin to do whatever this shit they were trying to do. So they were looking at the girls on the earth. That one, no, she's fucked before. That one has fucked. She was fucking last week now. My God, she was fucking last week. She's not a virgin. Jesus will come to his daddy and say, Daddy, I've seen a girl. That's the one we can put me inside her womb. I found a girl, Daddy. And Daddy will say, okay, which girl did you find? Oh, that one over there in Mexico. That one. They look at the girl in Mexico. They're like, no, that one. I saw her fucking like 2 weeks ago. No, no, we don't want her. She's fucked before. In fact, she's been fucking every day. So no, we want ourselves a virgin. And then finally, they look in Bethlehem. I don't know, where was Mary, by the way? Please, where was Mary? Right? And Mary, they said, we found ourselves the right girl. She has not fucked before. Her privates are still intact. This is the one we want. This is fantastical. No, this is what they want you all to believe. They found the right virgin. And then they said, okay, now we're going to send you, Jesus. Okay, Ghost, now run down there and take this holy specimen, holy G's. It must have been warm, I guess. Warm, holy G's. The ghost running down. Run to go and meet Mary. Mary, spread it up open. Let's put it up there. And Auntie Mary, that one too, laid down on the bed. I don't know whether she was lying. I think I would know this one. Thinker is the one that would know whether she was lying down or she was, did she, what position did Mary, Auntie Mary, how did she, wait, did she bend down? How did the ghost impregnate Mary now? Anyway, I don't know. That's a question I still have. Thinker would know. Thinker, why now? Thinker has all the information. I don't. How, please, what position was Mary in when the baby was injected inside her? I mean, Thinker, you've had babies. I've had babies, right? So there's only one way up. Only one way up. There is only one way up. Whether it is artificial insemination, whether it is whatever, there's only one way up. So how did the ghost access Mary's womb? How? It's a question. So, but they decide that this is how they want to inject their baby Jesus. So Jesus would have said bye-bye to the host of heavens. Jesus would look at the angels. Hey, my people, I'll be back. I'll be gone for 33 years. Huh? Bye. Jesus will pack his bag and be gone. Daddy, don't forget me. Daddy, make sure you're watching over me. Huh? Missionary? That's where Diva says it has to be missionary. Okay. Dean says it's doggy. Okay. Listen, we need to find out, honestly. And then Jesus bids bye-bye to the angels and all those people. And then he comes down for 33 years. And this is the plan that Big Daddy G God has to save human beings. And you dare not, you do not believe in this story and see what will happen to you. Don't believe in this story of Daddy God injecting baby Jesus inside Mary. See what will happen. You will burn in their hellfire. No, your eternal life is predicated on this bullshit story. You don't believe it. Don't believe the story. I say what will happen to you. Your afterlife is at stake if you are not believing in this bullshit story that Jesus came down, injected himself into his own mother, who was also his, excuse me, no wait, so Mary was Jesus's mother and Jesus was her God. Wait, Mary was God's child. So this father impregnated his own child. But then God is also Jesus. So Jesus impregnated his own mother. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And this is why it is bullshit. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. So this apology, this is rubbish.
I don't know why I'm preaching this sermon before it is time, but well, maybe because God wants you to hear it first. Several years ago, I went to Kenneth Hagin Camp meeting program, and they wanted to raise funds for their Bible college. And a man,
please listen to this story he's about to tell. I wish I could. I wish you people on TikTok. I wish you could hear this story. He's about to talk about when he went to Kenneth Hagin ministry and they're about to raise funds. This man sits there and lies. He would just lie and lie and lie. Why are they always raising funds in churches? Why? Why is their God always broke? Why is the God in these religions always broke? The Muslim God, that one says you should give him a loan from your money. It's in the Quran. The Muslim God wants a loan from you. The Christian God, that one says it's 10%, that is his own problem. What is wrong with these gods? They just sit up there and just be looking at human beings. Let human beings bring their money to my house. No. These gods are thieves. These gods are thieves. At this rate, no, gods are thieves. Sorry, this thing has been on here. Gods are thieves. The God can see what you're going through. The God knows that you're going through stuff. But the God says, bring your money to me. Gods are thieves. Broke ass thieves. The Christian God, the Muslim God, all the gods, they're all scammers. Scamming scammers. Hey, look out for number one. How are you? Jesus is suddenly white. Listen, the Jesus that they brought to us, never mind. Look, it is an insult to tell people that Jesus is black. Don't do it. Please do not do it. You are insulting people. Do not tell anyone that Jesus is black. That's an insult to black people. Do not do it. The Jesus that they brought to us was not black. So please stop. The Jesus that we had on our walls was not black. He was whiter than white. So no, you're not going to come now after the damage has been done and come and start telling us, oh, he was black. He was black. No, it doesn't work. That boy was white. He had blonde hair. He had blue eyes. He had blue eyes. So no, it does not work. The guy that they told us would save us, that Jesus guy, no, he was white, blonde hair, blue eyes, and yeah, he looked like the people that brought him. I even have there's a video on YouTube. I'll see if I can find it. Shows you how the missionaries moved. How the missionaries moved. These people would take pictures of Jesus. They had images of Jesus and be going to communities, different communities, right? Showing these pictures and saying, get rid of your juju, get rid of your deities, and take our Jesus guy in the picture. This guy will save you. Please remind me, somebody, if you're interested in seeing that video. I'll find it. It's on YouTube. You see it. It's there. How these missionaries moved. He was 6 feet tall. No, they made him look like he was angelic. He was so handsome and so gorgeous and so, but he's threatening you though. He's threatening you. The handsome boy is threatening you with eternal damnation. Jesus is evil. Jesus is nothing but evil. Okay.
Came on stage, got permission from them. I said, please let me talk. And call his wife.
They feel to see
And the
you
whisper.
with the great and
And the
fashion. You
husband
don't
made the
have
announcement.
to. Can
He said,
somebody
my wife
come
and I have
up
agreed.
on TikTok just so
Whatever
that we can take
all of
off
you
this
contribute
thing? I don't
is
think
what we
people can
shall
see
contribute.
their comments quite well.
Everything, all of, and at that meeting we were 17,000. So whatever all of you contribute, that's what my wife and I will contribute. And those who didn't want to contribute before saying, hey, you're in trouble.
Hey, just 1 second. Just 1 second.
At the end of the day, people gave those who didn't want to give before gave angrily.
Okay,
At the
so
end, he said,
people
please
can
count it,
see
so I
the
want to know.
comments.
They counted
Right,
the whole
1
thing.
second.
$3.5 million.
Okay, right. Hello, Adrian.
How are you?
I am good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm doing good.
Right.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. I like to come to these lives because, I'm from the Americas, right? But the same stuff I hear that's happening on the continent is the same stuff they did over here. Like the same playbook. Like the type of discrimination and things that happen on the continent is the same thing they did on this side of the pond. And listen to the lives like this and how you're interacting with people on the continent. Like it's like, man, they did the same thing to us.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? What happened?
I just went on mute, that's all.
Oh, you went on mute. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like, and they always told us stories about the continent. Like everybody was poor, everybody had AIDS.
Oh no.
They didn't know how to take care of themselves. And then when I went to college and I had some Kenyan friends and some Ghanaian friends, and they were told that we were like lazy and didn't want to do anything. We were drug dealers and gang members, But yeah, that's why I like coming and listening to you, Afro. That's why I always come and try to support you. And yeah.
No, thank you. So Goddess Reggie has he started doing this show about the divide between Africans and Americans. We've done one already, and it's interesting the things that we were told about our Afro-American brothers and sisters, and what they were told about us too, right? The whole talk of we sold you guys into slavery, and y'all are lazy, we are dirty, we are filthy, and so it's about breaking those stereotypes that we have about each other. And so Goddess Reggie, I don't know when, Goddess Reggie, when is your next show? I think it's about, let's change the narrative. Let's, start to the things that they don't want us talking about. Let's talk about those. But first, the starting point is taking down the God. It's taking down Jesus. Taking down those characters in disguise. They have never helped anyone. They are not going to help us. Jesus is not coming back. He's not coming. He was never here to begin with. Jesus is not coming back. And to think that our black people are waiting any day now through the skies, waiting for a guy to show up, to come and take them somewhere. Huh? My goodness. No, Jesus is not coming back. He was never here the first time. He's not coming back the second time. It's not going to happen. It is not. There is no such thing as a rapture. There's no such thing as heaven and all these places. It's no such thing. But if you have evidence that these places exist, I mean, I'm always open to a debate. I'm always open to have you bring forth whatever evidence that you have. Bring it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. Yeah, bring it. Right. So, yeah. Good morning, Susan. Good morning. Jesus failed to save himself. How can he save us? Exactly. So anyway, people, I'm going to try and finish off on YouTube. So guys, let's see. Let's finish his apology video. I don't know. You guys are not able to hear it. You know what? Let's see. Let me take off my mic. You'll be able to hear it once. Okay. Let me take off my microphone. You'll be able to hear it, albeit.
We said, now you're in trouble. He answered and said, brethren, is that all you can do?
Can you hear me?
So I decided, this man knows something I don't know. I must find out his secret. After the service, I cornered him. Tell me your secrets.
And they still hear
I
me.
came all the way from Africa. He said, you want to know? I said, I want to know.
On YouTube,
He said,
can you
5
hear me?
years ago, I started the company with $500.
So
And I said to God,
he-
you are my senior partner.
Right.
The business is yours.
A man, he was at Kenneth Hagin's ministry, and this man comes to the church to people and says to the staff, tell the people whatever money they bring, I'm going to match that money. So whatever money you bring, I'm matching that money, right? So the people start giving. I think he said they raised $3.5 million. And the man said to the people, what are you guys doing? Is this all you can give to God? I plan to match whatever money you're giving. And all you bring is 3.5 million? This old man is sitting here saying this to Nigerians. Over 50% of Nigerians live below the poverty line. But he sits there in his uniform and says this thing. This man has damaged lives. Adeboye, and listen, guys, you will not understand the impact of your pastor's actions. You will not understand the impact of your preacher's actions. Your preacher is damaging lives. Your preacher is teaching to people and telling them there is a God. There is no evidence at all for that God. So that means that he is messing with your brain to start with. For him to convince you that there is a God that is not there, he has messed with you in here. Then he will tell you to bring your money to him, right? So it's different stages. Am I aware of the concept of a false preacher? No, I'm not aware of the concept of a false preacher. Reason why is they are all wrong. Every single one of them. The God that they're speaking on behalf of has never been proven to exist. Pedro, until you can show me that a God exists, then we can start to narrow down who is the real preacher and who is the fake one. As for a false preacher, we'd assume that there are real preachers. There's no such thing. Why are they even preaching? Why can't God talk to us himself? Why can't your God come and speak to us himself? What for false preacher? For what? What does God need mouthpieces and somebody to speak for him? What is wrong with your God's mouth? Well, he can't speak. Your God cannot communicate with us. We are tired. No, we are tired of listening to all these men. We are tired. So you paint them with the same brush then. No, they paint themselves with the same brush. It's nothing to do with me. No. Pedro, you're not going to put that on me. It's nothing to do with me. They're the ones lying. They're the ones scamming. So it's nothing to do with me, Pedro. And Pedro, I'm not the one that sent you to believe in Sky Daddy. I didn't. It's not. Listen, don't come and cry to me. Okay, Pedro? Don't come and cry. I'm not the one that sent you to have a belief. Was it me? Was it me that said, go and have a belief? No. You have your belief. Go ahead. You believe in Sky Daddy. You've picked yourself the right preacher, right? Your own preacher is the right one. So if yours is the right one, don't come and cry to me. Don't come and cry here. Go. You have the right belief, right? You have the right Jesus. You have the right spirit. You have the right. Go now. You are the heaven candidate, right? Pedro, you're the one going to heaven. I'm going to hell. Yet you are crying to me. Vessel, do you want to say something? It's going to go and cry. Hey, you paint them all with a broad brush.
Okay, what are you going to do about it if we paint them with the same brush?
They're painting their pastors with a broad brush.
Talking about is true. They all lie to the members, the church members. They all take money from their church members.
Thank you.
So why am I not going to paint them with the same brush? Oh, thank you, Tinka. Why am I not? They do the same things. They tell the same lies. They wear the same suits. And like, oh, thank you. And like, Godless Reggie would say, they've got the same hair style. My biggest issue is never with the belief itself. It's all the harm that comes after it. Like a lot of believers stop seeing people as people, and they only focus on this vertical relationship without trying to see the people around them and how they could actually, if not help, but at least benefit the people that are here. Like, if there is an afterlife, that's fine. That's cool. Why not have two great lives? Why not have a good life here and then a good life afterwards too?
Exactly. There is no afterlife. That is so beautiful. Thank you. And Thinker, that is so beautiful. There is no such thing as an afterlife. If you have seen dead people, if you have seen a dead person, listen, I have washed a dead body before. I have taken care of dead people. Yes. They're not going anywhere. They're not moving anywhere. They're not doing anything. They're just there. So you're the one who takes care of them. You're the one who takes them to their final destination. The people that they have left behind are the ones that will take care of the empty shell that is left behind. And somebody wants me, who has washed a dead body. Somebody wants me to believe that that dead body now is going somewhere. I've looked after the dead body. The dead body ain't going nowhere. We're here together. Now somebody wants me to believe that dead body is going to start going to sky or somewhere, floating up in the skies. Are you people okay? Is something okay with you? Who lied to you like this and told you that there is a place that you are going? I don't know. They call it afterlife. Afterlife.
Well, I don't believe in that either. But like, if you want to have that, stop all this harm stuff. It's so much, especially like in the church. Stop it, man. Stop it.
Yeah. No, let me just quickly finish this man's apology.
Prosper the business. And I will not insult you with 10%. I will give you 90%. Oh yes, I'm sure some of you have heard the story before. He said, sir, 5 years later, my turnover now is $50 million. I said, is that so? He said, yes. I said, okay, sir. Thank you. And from that day onward, I have been increasing my own percentage steadily. I'm not 90% yet, but I'm far from 10%. It's wrong for me to say you should be paying only 10%. No. Because we're going to dominate. Whether you believe it or not, by the special grace of God, there are people here, when they are talking about the richest people in the whole world, they will mention your name.
That is the lie Adeboye has been telling for the last 40 years. That when they are mentioning the name of the richest people in the world, they will mention your name. So all of them are shouting, hey, man, because they think that they would be the one that would be the richest, one of the richest in the world. So in these people's mind, now they're going to tell them, when you bring 40% to Adeboye, 40% of your income will somehow make you one of the richest people in the world. It is a scam. It is a scam. You are being scammed. You are being scammed by Adeboye, by Damina, by your preachers, every last one of them. You are being scammed. It's time to wake up.
Afro, have you noticed something? The lies we were told about this Jesus, about this religion, it's the same lies these pastors are perpetrating to their own people.
Mm-hmm.
They're using the same lies against their own people.
Exactly.
The same lies the colonizers and the slave masters used to subdue us, control us. This is what the pastors are doing. But they're doing it to their own people.
Vessel of dishonor. The man,
can I just chime in real quick?
Just 1 second. The man told them that you guys will be the richest. You know, when they're talking about the richest people, your name will be mentioned. But he forgets to tell them that rich people don't go to heaven. Rich people do not go to heaven. Adeboye is not going to heaven. Oyedepo is not going to heaven. Abel Damina is not going to heaven. All your preachers, they are not going to heaven. They are rich people. Your Bible says it will be easier for that big, gigantic camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into heaven. Adeboye is not going anywhere. All your pastors, they are not good. You see, if there is a heaven, they're not going to be there. It's going to be crazy.
I think you're right, Afro. I'm a Christian. I believe. I don't believe in the sky daddy. I believe there's a higher being. I believe there's truth in the Bible, and I absolutely would like to commend you for what you're doing.
To correct you, but that higher being you believe in, that's the sky daddy.
Okay.
That's what we call it, the sky daddy.
Okay, right. Let me just. Okay, so what I was gonna say was I wanted to commend you. I don't want to lose track of what I was gonna say. I wanted to commend you for what you're doing, because I think it's really important for people to be awakened and to come to a realization that there's so many false concepts of who God is, right? And what you said about Sky Daddy and I think that's all the false concepts. That's all part of the false concepts. And what this man is doing, Pastor Adeboye, he's been doing it for a very long time. I used to be a Redeemed member.
Oh, really?
Up until maybe a couple of years ago, when I myself witnessed a pastor. I used to drive pastors around or whatever. I saw a pastor receiving a text message with explicit messages in there, and that was kind of where I started to draw back a little bit and reassessing, everything. And so I totally get where you're coming from, and I think there's absolute truth in what you're saying. But I would also like to say to you to still give a bit of room, right, for because we don't know everything, right? If anyone says that if everyone says that they know everything, right, that person is just deceiving themselves, right? Because like I said, I would say I've experienced a lot. I've come to an understanding of so many things, so many misconceptions that I used to believe in. I think it all comes with experience. It all comes with when you are humble enough to listen to people and not just throw what people are saying away.
David, listen. I can prove your religion to be false.
I can't really hear you. You sound very far away from the mic.
1 second. I can prove your religion to be false. I can prove your religion to be false.
Yeah.
I can prove that your Jesus is fake.
I know where you're coming.
No, it's not a matter of where I'm coming. This is something that we can prove.
I know where your stance is on Christianity, right? I know where your stance is. There's, like I said, there's so many things that there's so many misconceptions.
Misconceptions.
Yeah, I think there's so many misconceptions. Let me just touch on one of them.
Wait, hold on, David. Do you have children, David?
Yes, I do.
So, of course, when you were making those babies, you had to mount their mother. You had to have done some hard work. Huh? You had to have done your bits. I bet. I don't know how you sound when you're doing it. Maybe you sound something like I'm coming, or whatever. I mean, I don't know how you sound, but you had to have done something along those lines, right? And released your seed into the woman and produced those babies. So my question to you is, do you believe that your God impregnated this young girl?
Impregnated what young girl?
Mary.
Mary.
Yeah.
So this is where I said one has to keep an open mind, right? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you a direct answer. If you just let me land, because, like I said, I am still researching a lot of things about the Bible, right? From what I know so far, I think there's more to the Bible than what we are seeing, right?
You see, David, the way you dodged my question.
No, I'm not.
I asked you, David, I asked you, do you believe that your God impregnated that young girl? Because listen, your whole entire belief system, this thing that you are here coming to come and protect right now, is predicated on that act, the birth, conception, the life, and the death of Jesus, right?
Yeah. And
so if we can take down that whole thing, then I'm sorry. Let me read for you what your
hold on.
Hold on. No, you hold on. You hold on. No, you hold on. Let me read for you what your Apostle Paul actually said, so that the next time you want to defend this, maybe you will pause a little bit before you start defending something that you are not sure about. Okay. Okay. So, according to Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 12, Paul says, "Now, since our message is that Christ has been raised from the dead, how can some of you say that the dead will not be raised to life? If that is true, it means that Christ was not raised. And then, if Christ has not been raised from the dead, then we have nothing to preach, and you have nothing to believe. More than that, we are shown to be lying about God." So if Christ was not raised from the dead, David, you are shown to be lying about God, because we said that he was raised. I'm still reading. Hold on. Because we said that he raised Christ from the dead. But if it is true that the dead are not raised to life, then he did not raise Christ. For if the dead are not raised, neither has Christ been raised. And if Christ has not been raised, then your faith is a delusion. Yeah. David, if Christ was not raised from the dead, you are delulu pro max, David. Okay. No. I need to finish, please. I need to finish. David, if your Christ was not raised from the dead, you are delusional. You are delulu of the highest order. It's not my words. These are not my words. This is your agreed. This is your Apostle Paul that is telling you that if your Christ is not raised from the dead, you all are delusional. Anyway, so it continues. It says, if Christ has not been raised, then your faith is a delusion. And for those wondering what version I'm reading, this is the Good News Bible. So it says, if Christ was not raised from the dead, then your faith is a delusion and you are still lost in your sins. It would also mean that the believers in Christ who have died are also lost. So for those people that think, the people who believed in Christ and they are now dead, right? You think that they are going to become zombies and wake up and go with Jesus. It's not going to happen, right? So this is what Paul has said. So your whole entire faith is rests upon the Jesus getting up or Jesus resurrecting. And if that did not happen, Apostle Paul says you are delusional. You are delusional. Dead people don't rise up. We've never seen a dead person wake up. But you believe that 2,000 plus years ago, somebody who died rose again. You see how somebody has messed with your brain.
Can I respond now?
Now you can respond.
Okay, thank you. Right. Okay. So you see, this is why I said that there's so many misconceptions. When you look at what Paul is saying, he's not denying that Christ didn't rise again, because that was his whole preaching. That was all he was preaching about. What he was referring to in that passage or in that verse was the interpretation of the Bible. Remember what happened in Acts chapter 2, and this is a research that I've done recently. What happened in Acts chapter 2, which has confused so many Christians, where they believe that, speaking in tongues is all this rubber. Like, what actually happened in chapter 2 is where the disciples came to a realization of what happened. I mean, what the Old Testament is about. So, and you would see what Paul was saying is that if Christ didn't rise again, the Old Testament, like, you would never understand the Old Testament, right? You would never understand.
That's not what Paul said. Right now, you are adding to the text what is not there. David, stop. David, you need to stop. You are adding. No, you are saying that Paul said the Old Testament is this. Paul, stop lying. Come on.
No. Wait.
What is he talking about?
You didn't allow me to finish what I'm saying. What he was saying there, because if you read it, if you continue to read it,
Action M. It's the Afro Atheist. The Afro Atheist. It's right there. YouTube at the Afro Atheist. Same name as what I've got here.
Okay, can I continue?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so what Paul was saying when he says that, if Jesus didn't rise again, then it's baseless, because without the message of the gospel, without the message of saying Jesus rose again, the book of Psalms will not make any sense. Because the book of Psalms, in book of Psalms, David speaks about Jesus. He talks about Jesus being pierced in his arms, because the Pharisees, the Jews, did not believe in Jesus. They didn't believe that the Messiah came. They didn't believe Jesus was a Messiah. And in fact, they were confused, because what the Messiah that they were expecting was someone that was going to come and defeat the Roman Empire. So they, because of the conception or the preconception that they had about the word of God, was that Jesus was going to be a military man. The Messiah was going to be a military man that will come and defend that will come and defeat the Romans, and then release them from oppression from the Romans. But when Jesus came, instead, he was preaching love. He was saying, love your neighbors. And they were like, well, that's not what the God of the Old Testament is like. Like
Jesus was preaching love your neighbors.
Yeah, he's a man. God was
Jesus was preaching love your neighbors. Really?
Yeah, but right.
Jesus was preaching love your neighbors. Are you for real? Jesus spoke more about hell than anyone else in the entire Bible. Jesus bragged about hell. Jesus and his daddy created this place of eternal torment, and Jesus came to threaten us with that place. I'm sorry. No, Jesus, he was not the nice guy at all. You cannot tell us Jesus was preaching love. Which kind of stupid love is that? If Jesus was preaching love, he would not have created a place of torment with his daddy. When did Jesus and his daddy create hell? Who was the architect of that place? How did they come about wanting to throw human beings in that place? No, Jesus is not one of love. You need to stop. You really need to stop. We are done with this narrative of Jesus. Oh, he loves you so much. But if you don't believe in him, you will burn in eternal damnation. How does that work? It's bullshit. This is bullshit.
Sorry, Afro. The people that are actually going, right, I actually think you might actually make heaven.
Oh. I don't want to. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in heaven.
In 2024. No, you've been talking, David, but you've been talking for a really long time. David. David, you've been talking for a really long time, and you've been lying. Leviticus 19:18. Love your neighbor. He's talking about the Israelites, because in Leviticus 19:34, he talks about loving people other than your neighbor and how you should love them differently. So when they talk about love your neighbor as yourself, they're talking about the Israelites in Leviticus 19:18. Leviticus 19:34 talks about the love that you should have for people that are not Israelites. So when you guys talk that is crazy, because it is not talking about. It's talking about loving your Israelite neighbors. A couple of verses down, he talks about how you should love neighbors that are not Israelites.
Okay, that's your interpretation, but the people that are...
No, it's not an interpretation. We can read it.
Okay, we can read it.
But David, you are also the one who never answered Afro-Atheist question. And you made it seem like you didn't have anything to do with the making of your own children. You switched to the Mary, like you didn't have anything. Like your children were immaculate conception.
If you listen to my response,
no, you've been talking. You never answered the question. You dodged that whole question. You dodged that question.
But can I just tell you, David, you see the way you told me just now that I might be one of the people that are going to make it to heaven. David, you the chances of you making it to heaven is very, very thin. In fact, you stand a better chance of making it to hell.
Okay.
No, hold on. I want you to let that sink in, David. David, I want you to let that sink in. You are a candidate of hell. The chances of you going to hell is greater than going to heaven, and I can prove it to you. You've got children, right? Let me pull up the verse. Hold on. So you can see, David, that there is no hope for you. You are not going to heaven. You're not going. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you.
David is going to hell.
That's fine. See, all I was trying to say to her was that.
No, you've been saying it for 20 minutes. You've been saying whatever you're trying to say for 20 minutes. Can you say it in like 3 sentences or less? Can you say the thing that you've been trying to say for 20 minutes in 3 sentences or less?
David, you need to read more. You're going back and forth. I've not just been ranting.
You've just been ranting. You've just been ranting. Actually just been ranting because I don't know if you've ever watched Charlie Brown, but you kind of sound like the teacher on Charlie Brown.
Let's pull it up on YouTube as well.
What are you even talking about?
Let me pull it up on YouTube as well so you guys can see exactly why David, the chances of David going to heaven. Listen, David. Hellfire. David, they go for hellfire. Okay, let's pull this up. Just give me a minute and then I will tell David exactly why he is a candidate of hellfire. Share. Share screen. Let me share my screen.
The people that are going to hellfire are the false prophets. They're the ones going
false prophets. Prophets. Okay, right. So here, guys, is the reason why David is one of the people going to be in hell. Oh shit, that's a bit too big. Right. Okay. So right. So it says here. Then I looked. Right. Wait, let me move myself out the way. Right. So this is 14. Let's see. Let's start from 3. So this is relations, right? This is the events that are going to happen afterwards. They say. Verse 3, and they sang a new song before the throne and before the 4 living creatures and the elders. No one could learn the song except the harmony, 144,000 who have been redeemed from the earth. 144,000 people who were redeemed from the earth. So the next verse tells you why David will not be one of the people that are going to be redeemed from the earth. So it says, they follow, these are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remained virgins. David is not a virgin. So David, he has been busy, right? He's been busy, doking. And so for that reason, David will not be one of the people that shall be redeemed from the earth. But when I read, hold on, excuse me. When I read this particular verse, it makes me ask the question, if you are a Christian woman, how can you read something like this and still be comfortable staying in that religion? This God only wants 144,000 virgin boys with him in the heaven. So you, woman, they say you are a defiler of men, right? That's all you women are good for, you defile men. But hang on a minute. This 144,000 that God is going to have with him in these skies, who gave birth to them? Is it not the same women that had to that they're calling defilers? They're the ones that gave. If those women did not lay down with a man and give birth to this 144,000, where is God going to get his virgin roommate boys that he's going to share his heaven with? If you are a woman and you can read this and be comfortable, this is where you want to go and share your afterlife. This is the heaven that you want to go to. You want to go and be an afterthought. You'll be on the side. while God is in the midst of his 144 virgin boys, there's something wrong in your skull. Something is wrong with your brain. Something is wrong with you.
25 It's gonna be a lot of feet washing. A lot of feet washing. Go to Matthew 25.
Please, let's hear somebody else speak, please.
The thing that the part of the Bible that always, it's two parts of the Bible that's always sat wrong with me. And I don't know how people look at these two parts and be like, oh, this is cool. The whole Judges 19, you know that one? That's the one where, you know, the concubine gets cut up and, you know.
Yes. Mm-mm.
And the other one is 1 Timothy 2:12. Like, you read those two parts, and one, like, how do you, in Judges 19, be like, oh, how do you justify anything that happened in Judges 19? Please justify that. And then I know who to hang out with and who not to hang out with, right? And then 1 Timothy 2:12 goes against everything that's ever happened to me. Because I don't know if you ever know this, I don't talk a lot about my faith or my belief, but the little part that I do disclose to people is that in the order of things, Black women are the tops. Because they've never done me wrong. They've never disappointed me. They were always there for me. So in the order of people, in the order of things, everybody matters. But my attention gets a little bit more skewed towards Black women, right? And 1 Timothy 2:12 tells me something different than what I experienced. Yeah, good morning, everyone. I would like to speak on the topic also.
Okay, go on. Yes, please, go on, please.
Well, I used to be a preacher, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Not a pastor, but a preacher, evangelist, to be exact. And the moment the church started teaching me more about their history, the religious history, I didn't realize that most of it is hidden. Like, what they don't want you to know is that the person they call Satan is the god of the world, their world that the Bible speaks of. And this is what the problem is with Christians. They don't want to grasp that fact. You know, I'm not saying that there is no God.
I'm saying that. I'm saying it.
No. There's multiple.
I'm saying it. I'm saying you're not saying it. I am.
Okay, good. We differ. That's where we differ.
But can you prove the God exists? Can you?
But Satan is the god of this earth.
Can you prove? Okay, yeah, go on. Can you please prove Satan? Prove Satan exists.
He's the ones in the politics.
So the politicians are Satan.
They work for him.
Politicians are Satan.
How can I say yes? I did it wrong.
My goodness.
When the Bible explains Satan, listen. When the Bible say what Satan was, what did he say Satan do?
I don't know.
Steal and destroy.
By human beings, sir. The Bible was written by humans.
Yeah, I agree with you.
The Bible, sir, the Bible.
I am agreeing with you that the Bible was written by men. I'm not disagreeing that part. You guys are all getting it wrong.
Getting what wrong?
Let me finish.
Wait, hold on. After the odd 01, please can we let Willow needs to speak as well. Please round up.
I wanted to finish my point.
Yeah, go on. But I'm not agreeing with you. I'm really not agreeing with you.
No. But this is a panel, right? We don't want to.
It is a panel, but I don't agree with you. I told you to prove the existence of the devil, and you are talking about the politicians because the book says he came to steal, to kill, and to. What are you talking about?
This is the politician. Nobody can prove anything. So you got why is he speaking over me? Does this guy know how to communicate?
I've got a question for you.
Go.
Can you show me from the Bible what who Satan killed, stole from, or destroyed? Can you show me from the Bible?
Satan is a thief. That's what we know.
Hold on. Show me from the Bible.
Satan is a thief.
What evil he perpetrated, what wrong he did from the Bible.
If I go from the Bible, then because I am, like I said, I want to Bible.
Please tell us what Satan stole. What did Satan steal?
He is, according to the Bible, in Genesis, he stole the authority of the earth.
Show it to us. Show us what verse. Tell us what verse says he stole authority from the earth.
Yeah, he stole it from man.
Can you tell us? Give us a Bible verse, please.
Let me look it up, because I'm not, like I said, I don't preach anymore.
Because the last time I checked, it was a snake that was in that garden, right? So it was a snake. So now you are going to prove to us how that devil is the snake.
No, but ma'am, you have to understand that they don't.
No, I'm not trying to understand anything.
No, they don't want you to get on.
I don't give a shit what they want or don't want. I don't give a shit what they want or do not want. This is crazy. People want to believe. People want to believe fairy tales at all.
I'm trying to. I'm gonna mute, and somebody else can speak, and I'm gonna find it.
Because who is this nefarious they? Just show us in the text.
No, because it's the same. The government and state and
whatever. Show us in the text. Can you show us in the text?
Yeah. Needs to prove to us that the devil was Satan stole something, killed someone, or destroyed something. You need to show us from your Bible. Otherwise, you're telling us lies.
That he never killed anyone?
No, sir. What she's saying is we're engaging with the text, right?
Yeah.
Show it to us in the text. That's what we're saying. Anything else is just your belief. It's just your imagination.
No. I'm going to get the text, even though I don't believe the text fully. But I'm going to get it. Just let me pause. Let me mute my mic.
Can we hear from Willow? Let's Willow speak next.
A quick message, please. Thank you, everyone, for gifting and for tapping the screens. Let's get Afro to 25K. Afro also has a subscription goal up there. So please do subscribe to the channel so that she can continue to bring you such interesting topics.
Thank you.
Sorry. Sorry.
Hold on, please let Willow speak.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Afro. First time on your platform. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everybody. First, my soul is extremely disturbed by listening to the last two gentlemen, David and the Caribbean guy. I'm disturbed that grown-up men who live in a patriarchal society cannot process the concept of history and of something that's an imaginary concept and something that is real. That alone is very disturbing. And I want to just preface, because there's no way we can convince Christians that their belief is not real unless they're a child. If it's a Christian child, a teenager, you can sort of work them out of that belief because a young mind is still adaptable. But when it's grown up adults, that is a belief that they're going to hold on till they decide they want to change. But what I will say to every woman, every man on this platform set up by the Afro-Atheist, who is free from all this stupidity, you have to be very careful in what kind of family you raise. Because Mr. David and the other Jamaican man is an example of what the mind will do to you if you are not free. This religion was created as an escapism of reality. That is what it is. If you understand the art of literature, literature was created to escape. That's the purpose of literature. And every time you read literature, you have to read it from a contextual perspective. So if you look at your history contextually, you will see that a lot of things were written because people had nothing to do. So they had to give people a lot of literature to escape from the reality. And the other prominent narrative of the Bible is that it was written for slaves. If you read a lot of the books from the Bible, they're trying to ensure that the slave does not get angry with the master. And slavery itself did not just start in Africa. There was slavery all over the other continents. I just want to put that out there. But I'm just really disturbed that people cannot understand the difference between a story and reality. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Willow.
Sorry, Willow, you heard me speak for just 20 minutes and you think you understand what my understanding is of the Bible and what my perception is of this world. You've only heard me speak for 20 minutes. You're doing the same thing that you're actually accusing me of. You're trying to force your views on me when I'm not actually trying to force my views on you.
Hello.
What I'm trying to do is to explain to you that there is a big misconception about who God is, and that's all I'm trying to explain. I'm not trying to force you to believe whether there's a God or not. I'm not trying to say that I know everything. I'm just trying to say to you, this is what I've been questioning myself, and these are the research that I've done, and these are the findings that I've come across.
How do you know there is a misconception? How did you come to that there was a misconception that you are right and everybody else is wrong?
Because there's something called parabolic riddle, right? If you go and research what
what I'm asking is, no, listen, maybe I should restate my question. How did you fashion it in your mind? Did you hear what I just said? That you are right and everybody else is wrong. And you are the right one. And everybody else, people that have studied this, people that are in these religions, people whose religion yours is based on, how did you cozy up in your mind that, because you say that people have misconceptions about the Bible, so how did you cozy up in your mind that you are right and everybody else is wrong?
It's the same logic that you're using to come to conclusion that it does.
No, it's not. Because my logic is not. Let me tell you why. Because my logic is that no one has proved God. That's my logic. And so because you have not proved, listen, and because you have not proved God, whatever you put forth without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. Nobody has proven that this God has lived, has died. We don't have evidence that 600,000 Israelites walked in the desert for 40 years. We don't have evidence of any of that. So it is not up to me. Your claim is a positive claim. I don't have to prove that there's no God, because you do it for me, because you have not proved that there is. All I can say is that there's no God. That's all I need to say. Nobody has proved that there is a God.
You asked me.
Nobody has proven that Moses was a real person. Like, none of that. There's nothing I have to do.
So, someone asked me to find the proof in the Bible that Satan killed anyone.
Yes. No.
Outside of the Bible?
No. You were asked to prove that. You said Satan stole the authority from the earth, right? You said Satan stole the authority from the earth. So please prove to us from the Bible that Satan stole the authority from the earth. Yeah, no, we didn't. We are not asking about you proving that Satan unalived somebody. No.
Okay, let me find it. My Bible, because it's all there. I know that it is. So let me find it. Give me a second again.
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please give the stream, please give me a thumbs up. Hey, the thinking agnostic, I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. Put myself on camera. Yeah. Guys, please make sure to give the stream a thumbs up if you would like to support the channel. I've got super chats over there. Every little penny helps, right? It helps to bring this kind of conversations to you. And where we are at right now, if you are African, right? Enough is enough of making your preachers wealthy. Your preacher being wealthy, right? Imagine your preacher has a private jet. Some of your preachers have 3. Some of your preachers have 4 private jets. You will never fly in a private jet in all your life. You will never smell or even go near a private jet. But you are funding your so-called man of God while he is going in private jets, going from pillar to post. But what I don't understand, why does your preacher need a private jet? Why? Is it not the same Bible? The people he is flying in the jet to go and preach to, they've got the same Bible that your preacher has. They worship the same God that your preacher has worships, right? In fact, some of you were Christians before your preacher became a Christian. But look at you now, right? You now have to fund him going to preach from the same Bible. Or maybe he has a special message in that book, maybe a special revelation. This is why he needs to fly on that jet to take that God message over to the other side of the world, right? You are funding thieves. You know, some preacher some years ago in Africa, in his private jet, they found guns. They found pew-pews in his private jet.
My sister, can I come?
Funded. Rainmaker, what happened? What have you been doing over? Rainmaker, have you been looking for trouble? Okay.
Well, can I just quickly add to what you've just said?
Yes, please.
The fact that people can make a person like Jimmy as a billionaire within 4 years just goes to show that if we came together, we can eradicate poverty and a lot of diseases that are plaguing the continent. There would be no homelessness. There would be no children that are sat at home not being able to go to school because they can't afford the school fees. There'd be none of that. But we're channeling our resources to the wrong place. And at the same time, holding out a begging bowl to the rest of the world to save us. We need to wake up.
It's time. It's time. It's time to wake up. It's time. Let me see. Let me read the comment by the Thinking Agnostic. It says, it's not plausible to use religious arguments to argue philosophical arguments or use religious arguments to argue historical arguments. They are all different types of discourse. What adherents of Christianity do not understand is that history and religion are 2 different discourse. History is what happened in the past and what can be established that happened with evidence. But your religion, you can't say the same for your religion. You can't. You cannot say the same. So let's wake up, people. Let's wake up. It's time to wake up.
Walensky wants to talk. Walensky, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am a Christian. Of course he is. He's impatient, just like one.
Yeah.
Did you say patient?
Are you a pastor?
Wait, Kate.
No.
Hey, Kate.
He's impatient. He's impatient.
Kate, did you say
he's a Christian
patient?
Because the Christians always type, let me in the live. Let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. We know he's a Christian.
No.
Right.
I'm actually at the boundary between being a Christian and being an atheist.
Oh, wow.
No, wait. What role are you playing in your church currently?
In my church, I don't go to church anymore. My wife and children go to church. I don't go anymore.
Okay. So you're in between. That's a good place to be, actually. That means that you are questioning things. That means that you are, starting to not accept the things that people speak when they speak behind those their pulpits / shrines or whatever it is that they call those things. When they stand there, they think that they are the boss, they are the king and the whatever. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that Adeboye sat there and told people to bring 40% of their income. Adeboye is a thief.
The reason I came to your life was because it's like your life is about my life story. I've been questioning things since when I was 17.
Wow.
I've been a mass servant in Catholic Church. I was born Catholic. My uncle is the president of the African Catholic African University in Africa, Bishop George Keze. That's my cousin, my father's senior brother's child. So I'm from a Catholic home, born bred Catholic. I questioned things, and they told me I run out of faith. They couldn't answer my questions. Even in the late 80s, when I asked Father William of the Ways, who was a white man from Belgium, he was a parish priest of the Fiango parish there in the southwest in Cameroon. And I asked him questions that he couldn't answer. And all he would tell my parents was that I run out of faith and that they should pray for me. Bullshit. All right, I'm in America, I'm a veteran, I'm married, I got kids, I'm responsible, I'm doing my things I'm doing. And I said, okay, let me give it a try because I have done my own personal experiments. Like I say, A, there is God. B, there is no God. I run my own experiment to find out. Okay, let me give it a shot. I went to Bishop T.G. Jakes, the Potter's House in Dallas, here in Texas. And after listening to him and at the end of the day findings, I found out that, hey, listen, everybody listening to us right now, we are about 107 listeners on this live on the Afro 80s TikTok live. Please keep tapping the screen. Let me tell you something. When I find out, I realize that there are two ways. If you want to become a religious fanatic and believe in your religion and say there is a life after death, there is a God somewhere, that is you. Do your research, find out, don't try to convince anybody. And if you, as an African man, original African man, like fella in Nigeria will say, African man, original, you want to believe in your ancestors, go ahead, believe in your African ancestors' religion. But what I find out from my experiments is that if you think that there is a God and after life, you're going to go somewhere else, you are actually and truly delusional. Because at the end of the day, when you look at it, they say dust from dust, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to come back from dust, we're going to go back from dust, and you're telling me there is a God that is, we got to worship, we got to do all these things that was imposed to us by the colonial masters and tell us, see, like I tell people, have you ever heard the Lucifer's own side of the story? Mm-mm. Is it written in the Bible? Have you heard his side of the story? Has he actually said what happened in heaven? Because when you read the so-called Bible that you call Bible, that you quote all these things, is there any portion in that Bible that states Lucifer's side of the story? So all what we say about religion and the Bible is just a one-sided story. And justice demands that we hear both sides of the stories before we make a decision. I rest my case.
Right, thank you. I appreciate your contribution. Right, guys. Let's see who's next to speak.
Okay, no, sorry, you said define it. I found it now.
You found it. Okay, tell us where Satan.
Ephesians 2.
Ephesians.
Yes.
Ephesians.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. So I want you. Yes, no, hold on. Let me. Hold on. I'm trying to understand something. You are asked to produce proof that the serpent stole the authority from the earth, and you're going to Ephesians.
That's where it is.
The book of Ephesians. Who?
No, it's in
Wait.
Genesis
So
also.
this is
in Genesis.
Ephesians. This is Paul, right? Is Ephesians written by Paul?
Yes.
You mean Paul the con man?
Yeah, but you asked from the Bible, and I'm telling you from the Bible that.
No, I'm asking, is it Paul, the one that encountered the so-called Jesus on the road to Damascus? That is his claim. All right, please tell us what Paul has to say.
I'm not defending.
It's okay. It's okay. Tell us what Paul has to say.
And then also atheists. Good morning, Afro.
Good morning,
I would like to just make a quick comment. Her name is Afro Atheist, not Lady. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what part are we supposed to be reading in Ephesians?
Ephesians, what number? I've got the Bible here. Let's see.
Ephesians 2.
Ephesians
from 1 to 2.
Ephesians 2, 1 to 2. Let's see. Personality, how are you?
You were dead through the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the ruler of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work among those who are disobedient. Where does that say that the serpent?
What? He's the ruler of the world, Satan. It's the same person.
Where does it say that?
Where does it say that he is?
It says you were dead through the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the ruler of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work among those who are disobedient.
Yeah, but that is Satan. The prince of the air is Satan. He got many names, so I'm not trying to argue.
No, you do know that anyone can be a Satan, but only you know that anyone can be a Satan, right?
So we're talking about Satan of the Bible.
There were many Satans in the Bible. Remember, Jesus even called Peter a Satan at one point in time.
Yeah, but we're not talking about
can I just say that this verse does not talk about Satan at all?
Yeah, and how does it say that he wrestled control of the world from?
He stole lots. He said he stole the authority. It says here, at that time you followed the world's evil way. You obeyed the ruler of the spiritual powers in space. In space. The spirit who now controls the people who disobeyed God. Nowhere does it refer to this person as Satan or Lucifer. Now, please, that means you are assuming that that's what it's saying. Hey, Peter Augustine.
Lucifer. Yes, listen. The dragon in the Bible that was talking about the dragon of this destruction, the beast coming from the sea.
You are unmuted.
The beast coming from the sea. I'm sorry. Go ahead, host.
Sorry. Rainmaker, you're unmuted. No. Rainmaker, you were unmuted. Rainmaker is today looking for trouble. Rainmaker, behave yourself. Rainmaker, I will look for your account, and I don't think you're muted. I don't think so. Anyway, please continue, Kate, please.
So I think he has a misunderstanding, like most Christians have a misunderstanding when it comes to the word usage of Satan in the Bible and Lucifer. Now, in Revelations, it does give a depiction of a beast or a dragon, something coming out of the sea, and they're saying that it has many names, and it goes through the list of names, okay? Now, remember, there are several different Satans in the Bible. Satan just means adversary.
Okay. Question for you.
One second. So, with that being said, it's a very loose name that you're using for what you're trying to explain. I understand you're trying to explain Lucifer.
No. Go ahead now. Kingdoms. Do you understand how kingdom works?
No.
It don't matter if you're working for this kingdom or that kingdom. The king don't lift a finger to make his command go through, right? But whoever is putting on, whoever army or whoever, whether it be an advisor or whatever it is, if he
go forth and do the king's work. It's still the king's domain.
So are you saying that Satan is going forth and doing God's work since God is the king?
No, I'm saying there's two different kingdoms. I don't understand the analogy. I'm waiting for you to land the plane, dude. Come on. Listen, there's no landing of plane. I'm speaking from the Bible.
It's not landing of plane. No.
Speaking from your very uneducated, biblically uneducated mind.
Let you speak in a minute.
Thank you for recognizing that I'm uneducated. It's okay. No, biblically uneducated. So you really don't know what the text and the story is really talking about. You don't understand it. And it's very prevalent in what you're saying. I don't understand. It's the same kingdom, bro. Same kingdom.
Can I just say that we are talking about spirit beings now? So yes. I'm sorry, wait, you cannot talk about how kingdoms operate when you're talking about spirit beings. They don't work the same, right? No. Wait, hold on 1 second. Spirit, the way I don't know how spirits operate their own kingdom, right? So to assume that how kingdoms work here on earth is also the way spirits operate their kingdom. That no, you're not being.
No, but I'm showing you from the.
I have one. No, I just want to say, is this the place where what you brought up, Ephesians 2:1-2? Is this where you show us that? Wait a minute, stop interrupting. What is wrong with you?
I am being interrupted.
No, sir, I'm asking you a question. Can you let me finish the question?
Okay, go.
Is this where you show us that Satan wrestled power away from the people? Because that's what you said you were going to do. That he stole the power from the people. And then you gave us Ephesians, whatever this was. Where it says that Satan wrestled the power of the world from the people?
It's in Genesis. It said that he stole it with the lies that he told.
No.
One second.
Okay. Guys, can I explain? Hold on. Please, hold on. Can I say this, please? Can I say this? This gentleman, he's not a Christian, but he is taking a lot of his ideas from the Christian text, and he's using the Christian text to explain the world around him. And this is why he's having the problem that he's having right now. This man looks at politicians and think that is Satan, right? Listen, brother, how you choose to see the world, that is on you. We don't believe the content of that book. If you choose to pick things from the book and make it fit into your reality, that's on you. That is on you. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Me, I don't look at the politicians and say those are Satan, right? In the UK here.
I have a breakfast that I'm going to, so I'm going to drop. But I just want to say this: your Bible speaks that humans are above the angels. So if Satan, Lucifer, who you're really talking about, if he fell from heaven, he would not have dominion over humans. We have right now he does. About 1 second, sir. That your Bible states, or the Bible that you may be reading states, that we are higher than the angels. So how is he the king of the world if we are higher than the angels? He's not just the king, he's the God of the world. How is he the God of the world when he was first an angel? An angel became God? Is that what you're saying? An angel became God? According to this earth, yes. Because there's a realm far going. According to this earth. So who made that decision? You, or is it in the text? No, it says so in the text. It never says one time that all around is God. It never says. Does people worship Satan or not? Sir, it never says one time in the Bible that Lucifer was the God of the earth. It never says that he stole anything, like you said earlier. It never shows that he lied in the Bible either. So I don't know what you're reading. Does people worship him? Does people worship him?
No, they don't worship. Listen, you cannot worship something that does not exist, right? They might worship. Excuse me. They might worship the idea, right, of a god. Of a Satan. but there is no evidence that a Satan exists. So no, nobody is worshiping Satan. Nobody.
Host, can I?
Well, that's not true, because I can show you article.
Okay, one sec. No, hold on. No, excuse me. The odd 01, please. We've got virtue. Virtue needs to speak as well, right? Because this line of this conversation is not helping us here. We are not believers of the book. We are not believers of your Bible, so it's not helping us.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify something. The odd, are you a Rastafarian?
No, I am. If I were, I'm not a religious person.
No, because you're going really hard with this book.
Because the reason why
you're living your life in accordance to what is written in this book. So I'm trying to understand where exactly you're coming from.
Okay, the question you ask is if I'm religious. I'm not. I was a Christian, like I stated earlier. I was a preacher, an evangelist, and when I found out all the hidden stuff that they didn't place in the Bible.
Hey, Pastors G Sweet Lady P. Hello, good to see you.
I refrain, but I am still would be a spiritual individual because I know that God is in everything. And He's also in me.
Spiritual individual and use this book as your way of life.
No, I don't necessarily use it as a way of life, but
if you're thinking that politicians are devils or Satan, then you are, because the only place you find the devil or Satan mentioned is the book.
But they change it. It used to say governments in the Bible. A lot of the places where you see Satan in the Bible used to say government, and they changed it.
Which version said governments?
Can you show us that? No. Can you show us? Can you show us that? Because you make a bunch of claims. Can you show us? Because you have not showed us where Satan wrestled power away from. But can you show us where? Can you show us where a version of the Bible where you can't even tell us the name of it, where it used to say governments, but then they replace all the word government with state?
Everywhere. It's from the 1700s. That's when they're
like what's the name of the Bible? Like, you know, with the different Bibles. No. There are different kinds. Like I can say I found this in the Septuagint, or I found this in the Book of Enoch, or I found this in the. Can you show us a Bible? Any Bible, where it may be.
It used to be in the King James. Before it was Geneva Bible.
The flowers only do one hour.
I'm telling you, they removed it.
It used to be anyway. I just talking out of your ass, just saying.
No. Government used to be in the Bible, and they replaced certain places.
It's in the Geneva Bible. I don't agree with most of the things that are the same, but it is actually in the Geneva Bible. If you look at the Geneva Bible, I think it's 17 something.
Yes. I don't need to lie. I have no reason to lie. I'm not defending the church, nor neither I'm defending God, because I can't defend God. I'm not defending Satan. I'm defending no one. It's a debate, right? So I'm just here to communicate.
So if I find a copy of the Geneva Bible, I can see that it says, I don't know why you won't let me talk. Like, you have a nervous tick that's fucking with me. I can see that they have replaced government with state.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look for that.
And who wrote the Geneva Bible?
Look for it right now, Lord.
David, who wrote the Geneva Bible?
It was a group of people that were, I think, they were against King James's version of the Bible, because there was some sort of conspiracy going on, and they decided to publish their own version.
So but it was not in the King James version.
Sorry, what was that?
It wasn't in the King James version.
It might. No, I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
So I had said it was in they changed the King James version. He didn't mention this Geneva Bible at all. You mean not? When did they change the King James Version?
I don't think they changed the King James Version. I think it was in the Geneva Bible, because putting things like... Can I interject? He answered something wrong. Sorry? The Geneva Bible was written before the King James.
I don't care. Geneva is 1560. I don't care about the Geneva Bible. You just said it was in the King James Version. I don't care about the Geneva Bible. Your claim was that they changed the King James Version. That was your claim. That's what I'm talking about.
There's many transliteration of the Bible.
I didn't ask you that. You said they changed the King James Version. That's what you stated. What are you saying? There's another version of the Bible that was converted from the King James Version?
No, I'm saying the first was not King James. They took.
I don't care. No, that's not what you said, Odd. You said specifically the word government was in the King James Version Bible, and they changed it.
I didn't say that it was in the King James. I said the Bible. I'm speaking on the Bible. All of them claim the same text.
Okay, it doesn't matter, but you did say.
No, all
claim the King James Version.
All of the Bible printers claim that it's the same text, right? It's coming from the same.
That's not my point. But that doesn't matter, I guess, because you're not listening to, you're not hearing what I'm telling you. But
no, I didn't say it came from the King James. I said the Bible. It was a general statement.
No, I'm sitting here and I'm listening intently in what you were talking about. And you specifically said they changed the King James Version. Or did I hear that wrong? Did anyone else hear him say that?
I said the Bible. I can't recall what he said, but I think maybe he was trying to say the Bible, and maybe he said King James. I don't know. It was a general statement, because all the Bible claim that they came from the same text. This is why I'm referring to.
So you corrected your statement then?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for.
Okay. I found the Geneva Bible online that has both the 1560 and the 1599 versions. And I don't see government. I mean, I see Satan all through it. I'm looking at Revelations, it's Satan. So is there another version of the Geneva Bible that I should be looking for?
You have to go back.
But Odd, anyway, did you even read any of these other versions that you're talking about anyway? I don't think you've ever read it in Geneva.
Yes, I've read older Bibles. I even have read the all the books that they deleted.
Hey, Phil.
It's just that I left it. I left it in Jamaica. My Bible is left in Jamaica. I don't know how I got misplaced. That Bible was given to me as a gift, and I left it in Jamaica. I always have it with me.
Is it like a special kind of Bible?
No, it's not a special. It's an older one.
So
that's all.
So wait, I'm sorry, I had to leave for a minute to go into my son wanted me. So wait, this Bible, Free Thought, hello, AK Boralis. Wait, is this like a special Bible or what?
No, it's not a special. It's just one that was written before the takeover.
Takeover of what?
The church.
From who? From who to where?
Sorry, not church. From like who? Not quite. So the Geneva Bible. So like when they were trying to start publishing the Bible, whatever. The Geneva Bible, there was a sect of group that were against the monarch, right? They didn't agree with some of the things the monarch was doing.
Okay.
And obviously the monarch wanted to portray themselves as in a way where people would not go against them, because in the writings when they translated that, I think it's Ephesians 6:12, where it says that for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. And then it says government, but they changed the government to I can't remember. I think it was princes or head of the air. Higher places, powers in higher places. So rather than putting government, They changed it to higher places. So, but the interpretation around that is talking about people, people in power that were oppressing people, and especially religious leaders that were oppressing, followers and believers. So that was the whole context and what Paul was saying there.
But I did not read this Bible, so he didn't read this Bible.
Listen, all I'm saying, Rush, is that we are under one kingdom, and the only kingdom that is ruling here now is the kingdom of Satan. There's many branches, and it was proven by older.
No, certainly your life and your home, certainly not my life or my country or nothing to do with me.
Yeah, but when you look at your government, what are they doing? Are they?
I'm an atheist. I don't believe Satan exists.
Yeah, it's okay. But anybody who's an enemy to humanity is a Satan, no matter what. An enemy.
You are the Satan, not me or anyone to do with me, just you.
Yeah, but you're not an enemy. You're not an enemy of humanity.
No. I've always understood Satan to be an adversary of God, not an adversary of humanity.
But it's both. It was used both in the Bible. It was used for both.
Can I just say at the odd, you see, where we are at, right? We are distancing ourselves from these books as much as possible. Our reality is not found in the Bible at all, right? We can read it for the sake of these conversations that we have here. That's the only reason why some of us still engage with the text. Other than that, honestly, we don't look at the Bible and think, the Bible is somehow I can find my life inside the Bible. Absolutely not. I want to move away from this conversation because this is not what we are talking about. We are talking about preachers who lie. We're talking about preachers who, have gone years lying to people, scamming people, right? And, not this whole Bible and the Bible change and this. If a God truly exists, right? If there is a God up there, how is he sat there watching his book be translated and interpreted and, he sits there and does nothing? Why should anyone take his book or himself seriously? And when people come and when they give excuses for these books, for what you are doing, you're making a mockery of the God, right? Because the God is so useless, he cannot, sort out his own book. He cannot sort out the people who wrote the book, right? If there truly is a God, he can decide, okay, no, guys, this is not my word. This one, King James, is not mine. The one NIV or this translation or this is mine. But the fact that you all have to go through all these hoops, God's word was changed, and this one, that just shows that the God is useless.
No, but Afro Atheist, the reason I have to go back to the Bible is because this is one of the ways to show you that this realm is not ruled by God. It was not made to rule by God. It was made to rule by us, the people.
Okay, all right. No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, the realm is but the realm is ruled by us. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the information.
I think that's the point.
Okay.
It's not true.
Please, can we let Virtue? Yeah, guys, can we let Virtue speak? Can we let Virtue? Listen, we're trying to distance ourselves from those books. Please, no. Please.
Yeah, but you don't make it understand.
No, we don't care. Honestly, we don't care.
Yeah.
Virtue, please continue.
Well, first of all, thank you for letting me out.
Hey, Virtue, sorry for the wait.
You're good. I know how it can get. I just wanted to, before I overstep a boundary, I want to ask if it's okay if I say one thing about this topic, because that's why I came up. He doesn't need to answer to me, because I did look up what he was referring to. It's in John And I also looked at a Bible tool .org, how scholars interpret it. Only if that's okay, though. I don't need an answer from the art either.
Go on.
Okay, so apparently the scripture is not referring to the fallen angel, which is not biblical in the first place. There is no such thing as a fallen angel in the Bible. These are all, even down to the serpent is also not a fallen angel. You can rather compare that one to Lotan of the Canaanite pantheon. The creature came from the sea. However, this is really just talking about the system of Satan, which is pretty much the system of sin. So anything that goes against God, the worldliness of the world. So anybody that's like in the world that does not live of the world lives in the system of Satan. So I just looked that up. It's on Bible Tools, John 17, 14 to 16. Just wanted to say that. Just looked that up. And real quick, I feel like the difference between religion and denomination is kicking Christians behind. If you do believe in a higher power, you are in fact religious. It doesn't matter if you don't go to church. If you don't have a denomination, that's just what that is. But you're still religious. But I don't want to take too much time up. Thank you, Alpha.
Go do the rest. Sorry, just myself. Okay. Right, guys. Hey, Valentina, good to see you. Guys, do we have any other Christians or any other Adeboye worshippers here to come and have a conversation with us? We are trying to wake our people up from this mental delusion, right? How are you sitting there and listening to this man tell you to bring 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%? Adeboye wants 40% of your income every month. Then come January, right? Do you guys know about the what do you call it? Area 51. Hello. Do you guys know about the first fruit doctrine? So African preachers, right? They do, well, maybe not all of them, I don't know. But what most of them do is come January, they've got what you call the first fruit. And what the first fruit is, so they will collect tithe, they collect offering, they collect building funds, they collect all the many funds. But come January, they want you to bring everything you made in the month of January. And this clown, Adeboye, is one of the ones that collects this, right? They want you to bring everything. In fact, if you are an employer, right? So if you're an employer or you have a business, what they want you to do is, before you pay your staff, before you take care of your business bills and everything you made in that month, you are to bring everything to them. Then from the other monies that you have, you can then go and pay your staff. You can then go and take care of the other bills. So in the month of January, they tell people to bring. So if you make let's see, £2,000 every month, in the month of January, you are to take that £2,000 and go and give it to Adeboye. This man here, when I tell you this man is a thief, this man is a thief. And if there is a God up there that wants your money, that God, it's time. You'll need to tell that God where to go. Tell God to just, no, enough. What kind of God would allow this guy to sit there and collect your money from him? No, collect your money from you. No.
Never heard such bullshit.
It's good. It's really good.
Right or wrong, guys? Does any of you know about the first fruit doctrine? So that I'm not talking out of my ass.
Listen to me. We as Christians, we are supposed to give all unto Jesus. Remember the apostles, they give all unto Jesus. So I don't see anything bad when we give everything.
How do they give the money to Jesus? How do they give the money to Jesus?
Exactly. How do they give money to Jesus?
We have become priests and kings.
Are you a preacher?
No.
Simon Peter.
I'm sorry.
Simon Peter, are you a preacher?
Yes, I am a
Christian. No wonder you are here.
I am a servant of Jesus.
No wonder you are here talking about. No wonder you are here talking about giving the money to. Hold on, I'm speaking. I'm speaking. Okay. Hold on, please. No wonder you're here trying to tell us that they should bring money to the servants of Jesus, right? So you, my friend, you have put yourself in the position of the ones who collect the monies on behalf of Jesus, right? You are one of the people that need to be called out. You. So can you tell us, did God call you? Did God call you, or did Jesus call you?
Yes, I was just pointing to the first commandment, which says we should obey our God and with all our power and strength. You see,
it's not in the commandment. First fruit is not in the commandment. Stop lying to the people.
Oh, but I think we should be faithful to the first commandment, because that is what gives us direction about what to do as Christians.
What do you do with the money when you get it?
I'm not a bishop, but I know everyone who has that anointing of a bishop should, and with the elders have the right over the church. The elders. Are you a preacher are you a preacher in church? And do you? No. I'm a servant, just a servant, but I know.
When Alpha asked you if you are a preacher, you said yes.
Are you saying to people? I do preach to people.
I thought you just say yeah, you just yeah. Okay, cool. So, okay, then you tell me then, what do bishops or pastors do with the money and the fruits that they receive? How do they give it to God? Do they burn it? Is it a burning offering or something? What do they do with the stuff?
I'm in Kenya and East Africa, and what they do here, they keep it in their pockets, many of them, and that is not good. That is not good.
Oh,
we are supposed to distribute to the poor. So we who know the truth. We who know the truth.
So it's right.
Okay.
So that's supposed to go to the bishop. So what you? Yeah. Sorry.
Someone said the money goes to the bishop, right? But it's not supposed to go to the bishop. It said they're appointed people to deal with the tables, to deal with the money, to distribute to the widows, not to the bishops. The bishops and Paul were not supposed to deal with any of that. Paul said no. They said no. They appointed people to deal with it, and it wasn't bishops.
Exactly.
Sir, y'all are not following your own Bible. I know these things, sir. I have studied these things.
What's the work of a bishop?
No, hold on, Simon Peter. If the money is supposed to be distributed to the poor, why are you taking it to the church first? Why don't you give it to the poor people?
The elders of the church are the owner of the church everywhere in the world. Jesus left the church to the elders. Simon Peter said he is an elder. You see, so the elders
never left it to no elders, sir. That's not true. That was the thing.
The apostles are the elders.
Afterwards, don't say Jesus. Jesus never said that.
Right. He is lying.
He never formed the church.
So what's the best way? So because all of us, we are Christians.
No.
We want the true
right. Hello. We are not Christians. We are not Christians.
So you're telling me
no, we are not Christians. So for what?
Simon, real quick. So the church collects money from their poor members to give to what poor people?
We are supposed to divide among us those who have need.
The people that you're collecting the money from already have needs.
We don't go to the unbelievers. We support the believers who are in need. We are supposed to divide among us.
Sir, stop. You're not answering the question. That's not what Rich asked you.
Simon, if you have members in your church who are poor, right?
Many of them.
So this is my question. Yes. So you collect money from the poor members of your church, right?
Not really. Those who give money in the church, We don't know who they are because they do it in secret.
They have a book. They have a book. Come on, Simon. Bullshit. Simon, that's bullshit.
Why?
What I'm saying to you is this.
Yes.
You have poor members of your church that you're collecting money from.
Yes.
So what poor people are you giving this money to? You're collecting. You have poor members in your church. Do you have to collect this? After collecting this money, do you call in at least all the poor members of your church and say, "Here"? Do you do that?
I was giving my idea and what I was giving my direction on what we are supposed to do as Christians. We are
I get so tired of hearing what we're supposed to do as Christians and how we're supposed to be Jesus-like. I want to know what's really going on. I don't give a fuck about what we should be doing.
No, and we shouldn't really give a fuck, to be honest with you, because think about it. This is where this is a scam, right? This is a scam because this God, he's up there, right? God can talk to all of us. God can supply our needs according to his riches in glory. Hey, Miss Mesani. But no, he wants the poor people to give in whatever church they find themselves. And then that money should then be given back to the people who are in need of money. But first, the preacher has to collect his own big chunk of the entire monies. The preacher has to buy his private jet first. The preacher has to buy his Gucci belt, right? And his Prada shoes before the rest of the people
to go to school.
Yes, before he preaches. No. This is rubbish. This is real rubbish.
I would like to know from him if he preaches the where Jesus saw the woman having the last 2 pence, and Jesus said, "Oh, this woman has given more than all the others. She given her last 2 pences." Do you teach that, sir? Because she was poor.
Yeah, she was poor. Jesus had no business getting any money of whatever the lady gave. Whatever the lady was given, she had no business giving any money to nobody.
But the fact that Jesus praised the woman about, "Oh, look what she did." Why didn't he just say, "We will not take her money"?
Exactly. Tell her no. If anybody is giving, you of all people should not give. In fact, I'm going to give to you. I'm going to, give back to you or whatever. And God, Jesus now says, "Oh, look at her. She's the one who." There's another verse that really, this one infuriates me. Is that the one of the lady who came and washed Jesus's feet with her hair or the perfume or whatever? I don't know. The disciples, they said to Jesus, they said, "Why are you letting her waste this money? This is money that could be used for the poor." Right? But Jesus said to her, Jesus said to them, "No, you should let her do it, because the poor you will always have with you. Me, you will not have me with you all the time. So just let her waste her money on me, and her name is going to be remembered with everyone." Meanwhile, Jesus lied. That woman, they hardly talk about her. Nobody remembers her name for anything. Jesus said, "Oh, anywhere this gospel is taken, her name will be remembered." But Jesus, in that minute, Jesus said, fuck poor people. Fuck poor people right now. Right now, what is more important is for her to waste her resources on my legs, on my feet, or whatever. Right? It's crazy. Yeah, this is the Jesus that they want us to bow down and worship. Being so wasteful.
Jesus, the Ashabo.
So wasteful. My narration makes no sense. Guys, did my narration? I know. Did my narration make any sense at all?
Yes, it does. And this is why I keep commending your live.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. David is a Christian, and even David can admit that it makes sense. It's right there in the Bible. This woman was wasting her money, wasting her resources, and Jesus said, "Leave her to waste it." The disciples, those ones even had sense. right? Their thinking faculties were working. They said, why let her waste this money? Why don't you let her use it for the poor? You know.
Yeah.
And Jesus said, oh, no. Right now, poor doesn't matter to me at all. You always have them with you every single time. But me, you will not have me all day. I'm more special right now. I am the Don Dada. I am the Don Dada. Let her waste her money on my legs. Idiots.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for that. And the reason why I keep saying I agree with you and I commend your life is because you're challenging people intellectually. You're making people think about what they believe and reevaluate what they believe, which is very important, because if we don't, then we're just deceiving ourselves. You know, if we don't talk about these things, and unfortunately, these are the type of topics they do not discuss in the church. And it's not that there aren't answers for these questions, but it's just because the leaders themselves, they don't know, they don't understand what they're reading. I'm not going to talk too much. And like I said, if you guys want to have a look and research what a parabolic riddle means.
I had a look. Wait, hold on. Wait, I tried to have a look. A parabolic riddle. So what I found was a parabolic puzzle. So this here talks about today's gospel passage is a puzzling one. If we look at it closely, we hear that Jesus told a parable to those who were invited. But what follows doesn't look like a parable at all. We are used to parables starting with phrases like, a father has two sons, a sower went out to sow seed, or the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a mustard seed. Right? But what we have, though, is not a story or an image, but Jesus simply giving instruction on how to behave. When you are invited to a marriage feast, do not sit down in the place of honor. He says to those present, it doesn't seem to be a parable at all. Instead, Jesus seems to be giving some simple moral advice to his listeners. Don't be puffed up and arrogant, but instead show a little bit of humility. So, what do you mean by a parabolic riddle? What is that?
Yeah, so it's like a right. So we have you obviously you know what a parable is and you know what a riddle is. So now instead you have a riddle inside a parable, right? So first of all, you gotta interpret the parable and then work out the riddle, right? So that's where the parabolic riddle.
Okay, so what is important? Right. What's important about a parabolic riddle?
Right, because in a parabolic riddle, we've got lessons, which many people will call spiritual lessons or moral lessons, and then you have the riddle, which sort of encompasses teaching about coming to an understanding of life in general, in terms of looking at how when you look at the book of Genesis, for example, obviously a snake cannot talk. We know a snake cannot talk, right? But when you break it down, when you look deeper into the story, it becomes like a riddle. So when you look at the Old Testament in general, you see that there's some inconsistencies. But
wait, hold on, 1 second. Wait, I'm sorry to interrupt. Are you saying God chooses to speak to you through parabolic riddles?
Yeah. So
but that's wait, hold on, please, hold on. But that shows how useless your God is. He is very useless, and the fact that the God can actually speak to you. He can make things make sense, right? He can speak in plain and simple language. He can come down to your level and speak to you in the language that you understand. But no, look at him. Look at your God. Now he chooses to speak to you through parabolic riddles. There is something wrong with that God. There is something wrong with him. He's brainless. right? He can choose whatever method, or he can choose one that at least you do. Can you imagine? You have to first go and work out what the parable is, then work out what the riddle is, then make sense of what your God is trying to say. That's a useless God. Should not be respected at all for anything.
And David, I'm trying to understand the utility of what you're talking about.
Yes,
David, this to me just sounds like honestly, just another person trying to tell us how to translate this Bible, and they have a new secret way of reading this Bible. To me, it's a waste of time. I don't see no utility in anything you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I submit one thing to you? Rush, the reason they do that is so they can keep control. Because this is what.
Of course, that's what I mean. There's no utility to this. This is just another level
it's a manipulation tactic.
It's another level of bullshit.
Yeah, okay. Manipulation tactic. It's just logic. Let me use that logic.
David, let me ask you something real quick before we move on. Just one quick question. Doesn't God also talk about not leaning on your own understanding? But if He provides you with nothing but parables for you to figure out what He really means, is that not by definition leaning on your understanding? Would you say that's the reason why there's so many denominations and Christians? Everybody being a heretic. Does everybody want to believe what they want to believe?
Are you looking very nice?
Yes, because if you go to Psalms 70, it actually says it in the Bible, right? Psalm 78.
Thank you.
Psalm 78. Go to Psalm 78, verse 2, right? It's actually there, right? It's actually written there. I will speak to you I will open my mouth and speak to you through parables, and I would speak to you through dark things. I can't remember the full
contradiction. So that's just God contradicting Himself then.
So when you look at it from a logical place, right?
No, you can't talk logic in the Bible
because you have to think, right? If a human does not think, how is that human going to be someone useful to the society if it's not able to think or to solve puzzles? Because this is why we actually go to schools, to solve mathematical problems. The utility there is you learn, right? You learn. It's a level
utility is making it more complicated. Come on, Dave.
It's not. You're making it more complicated by saying something that's actually going to help you.
Complicated.
You're saying something that's going to be smarter.
Let's look at the definition of parabolic, sir. Let's look at the definition. Let's put me on the screen, please.
And David,
that means the same thing. Yes, thank you. All right, so let me bring that up. I love to go and do my little definitions to check what things actually mean. Parabolic, which is an adjective. Number one, what does it mean? Expressed by or being a what? Parable.
Yeah.
You're using the same word twice, a redundancy. Parabolic, parable. It's not parabolic, parable. It's a parable, being a parable. Full stop. Allegorical.
Riddle.
But if initially you said parabolic, parable, but there's nothing.
He didn't say parabolic. No, he didn't say parabolic parable. He said parabolic riddle.
He initially did, and then he corrected it.
Okay.
Initially he did say parabolic parable.
Okay.
No.
Right? And then he's changed and said parabolic. Then he correctly said, parabolic riddle. Sir, you said parabolic parable. You said parable, but you didn't realize you said that. And then you changed and you said parabolic riddle. So it was a mistake. Yeah, so don't need to get right? It means it's a parable. But it's not, there's nothing there that says parabolic riddle. Hold on. Which scholar, David, which scholars talk about parabolic riddles? Which biblical scholars?
Yeah. It's parabolic riddle. You know, this is the first time. This is the first time I'm hearing about. Hold on. 1 second, guys. Guys, wait, one second. Guys, can we tap on the screens? And also, I've got a gift goal. I've also got a subscription. If you like what I do and you would like to support, the best way to do that, if you are on TikTok, is to join the subscriber count, subscriber, whatever. To become a subscriber, right? It's only very small amounts. I think about two something or three. I'm not sure how much it is exactly, but yeah, if you like what I do and you would like to see, these kind of conversations continue, because we're not relenting, we're not going to stop, we're going to keep on pushing, we're going to keep on waking our people up, we're going to keep on deconstructing our people away from this Jesus religion, away from religion as a whole. So yeah, if that's something you would like to support, please, over on YouTube and on TikTok, absolutely. So what else? Yeah, please make sure that you're tapping on your screens. This whole parable thing, parabolic riddle. Today is the first time I'm actually hearing about this, and I don't know where the gentleman is getting this from.
Yeah.
Psalm 78, verse 2. I said it before.
I did not hear it. That's why I asked you again. Psalm 78.
Yeah, put it on the screen.
Psalm 78, verse 2.
He's gonna start his own cult, guys. I'm not. You're just trying to make something that's not there.
78, verse 2.
You need to call your pastor. David, I don't see the utility in
Wait,
this
okay, can I read my
Mm.
version, what it says here? 78:2 says. In fact, let's start from number 1, right? It says, "Listen, my people, to my teaching and pay attention to what I say. I am going to use wise sayings and explain mysteries from the past." That's what mine says. Mine says, "I am going to use wise sayings and explain mysteries from the past."
Okay, can you go to King James Version then, please?
Why King James? I want to use this is the Good News Bible. This Good News, I like this one. So it says, "I am going to use wise sayings and explain the mysteries from the past." How does that? That doesn't look to me like a parabolic riddle.
Yeah, but there's no word parable in there, so how can I actually explain to you?
But this one makes more sense when this one says, "I am going to use wise sayings and explain mysteries from the past." That makes more sense.
I'll use that version to explain, right? Mysteries, right? So what are mysteries? If you go to the definition of parable and you look at the synonyms, it will show you mysteries there, right? So already that's the parable. Now, when you say wise sayings, right? Wise sayings, in the Old English, when you look at Old English, when someone's talking in King James, it actually says dark sayings, right? Dark sayings. It's like a riddle, right? So when you're using a riddle to explain something, right? And it all ties up when you say something is a wise saying.
Okay, you know what? Wait. Uncle David, please. Uncle David, tell us right now. Let's just stop with all of this, right? David, can you tell all of us, why are you a Christian in 2024? Why did you choose this religion of Jesus, right, as your religion that you're prepared to stake your life on? Why are you a Christian?
Because I've found that there are measurable truths in the Bible, right? There are measurable truths in the Word of God, right? So
like which ones? Like what measurable truth do you find in the Bible?
A good example will be when Jesus said, or when the Bible states that the Spirit of truth is the Spirit of God, right? So
that's not a truth. God has never been proven to exist. So that's not a truth.
Let me explain. Let me explain what I mean. Right. So, okay, you don't agree with it, but the Bible says that the Spirit of truth is the Spirit of God, right? Because the Holy Spirit is the Spirit of truth. And this is why I keep saying that I commend you for what you're doing, because you're speaking truth, right? Every one
us has an essence of God in us, because when you speak the truth, you're actually manifesting the essence of God, right? When you speak the truth. When you lie, you're manifesting the essence of the devil, right? And that's why Jesus said, you are your father, the devil, because he's a father of lies, right? So when you're speaking the truth, when you defend the poor, when you're calling out people that are manipulating other people, you are actually carrying the essence of God in you. And that's what it says in the book of Joel. In the book of Joel, where it says, "I will pour my spirit on all flesh." Right? Spirit is gonna pour His spirit on all flesh. When you speak the truth, you're carrying the essence of God.
That's not what that passage was saying. When Jesus called them that they were devils, because he was referring back to the Old Testament, where they were not following the Old Testament. They were making it of none effect. That's why Jesus called them, and throughout the whole New Testament Gospels, Jesus kept calling them a den of vipers, and not speaking the truth, because for Jesus, what he was referring to was the Old Testament. They were telling people not to, like, for example, don't stone your children, even though the law said to stone your children, because your son, if they give you good things, well, yeah, excuse their bad behavior, excuse their rudeness to you. It had nothing to do with what you just said there, general truth, sir. It had to do with the law, not general truth. So you can't use that. That doesn't work.
Exactly. It doesn't work.
Jesus lied right there, because if he said something about you lies like your father the devil, there is nowhere in the Bible where the devil lies. Nowhere. If he can show where he lied, that would be good.
Can I quickly do something, because I'm going to need to go out. You've been muted again. Okay, I'm going to need to go out, but the conversation can still continue, but I might need to turn off YouTube. Yeah, I'm taking my niece to get some makeup, so before they close, let her go and get herself some little girly things. Okay, so
what, we need a pastor in the panel, because David is fumbling hard. we need a pastor.
Fumbling. We've got Simon. See Simon Peter is there, no? Simon Peter.
Many gods, and you can't even prove
Simon Peter is over there. Hold on. I've actually got a question. I've got a question for David. So, David, do you believe in the rapture doctrine?
Absolutely. I think it's a bunch of rubbish. They've misconstrued the Bible to I can't tell you how much they've messed up the Bible, and they've messed up people mentally. They've messed up.
So you're saying, wait, hold on, David.
Bible that the word rapture actually you can't even find the word rapture. It's a man-made stuff.
So you're saying that Jesus is never coming back again, eh?
I'm saying to you that the rapture, right? The rapture, yes, definitely. There's going to be a second coming.
Second coming of who and what? I mean,
it's not called the rapture. There's no
what is it? What is it called? What is it called?
It's there's no definition for it. There's no title for it. It's just a second coming.
So who's coming? Who's coming?
So the second coming, meaning there's different layers to it.
Yeah, but who is coming? Second coming of who? Who is coming?
The second coming of Jesus.
So wait, the rapture is about Jesus coming back again. This is what the rapture is about. You're saying there's no such thing as rapture, but now you believe that Jesus is coming back again. What is Jesus coming back to do? What's Jesus coming back to do?
Yeah, but the rapture doctrine.
What is Jesus coming back to do? What's Jesus coming back to do?
It's in the Bible.
Tell us what Jesus is coming back to do.
It's in the Bible.
Tell us what Jesus is coming back to do.
I know what you're trying to trap me.
You are not. I'm not trying to trap you. I'm not trying to trap you.
No. Listen.
I am not trying to trap you. Please please do not assume things that are not true. I'm not trying to trap you at all. We're having a conversation. I want to know if you believe in this rapture doctrine, and there's a reason why I'm asking this question. And Rainmaker, you're not muted. I don't know, Rainmaker, you're not muted. So yes, let's do this. So Jesus is coming back again. What's he coming back to do?
Take the saints home, because our home is not this world. We came from heaven, and the Bible tells us, he shows us before the foundation of the world, and we came here on earth on a mission.
So
but
wait,
okay,
one second. So Simon, but Simon Peter just said something important. Simon Peter said this world is not his home. So Simon Peter, yes. Where is your home?
My home is in heaven.
Where is heaven?
I came from heaven.
You came from heaven? Vessel. Vessel, he said he came from heaven.
Yes.
Where is heaven, please?
Above us.
Above. Where's heaven? Oh, above. Above us.
He is from above. Simon. Jesus ascended.
Simon.
He ascended to heaven, his home, and that is where we came from.
Heaven is in the skies.
He came to seek the lost. He came to seek the lost.
Sir, how far from Earth? How far from Earth? How far from Earth is heaven?
I don't know how far, but when he was leaving this world,
how do you know it's above? Stop. How do you know it's above then?
He ascended, and this we saw him. And his
Stop. Sir, is the earth flat or is the earth a sphere? Or is it a sphere, sir?
Perhaps.
Oh, flat earth. I picked it up. I picked it up. Flat earth. That's what he said.
The Bible says it is circular. The Bible.
Simon Peter, do you believe that you're a saint? Because you said something about saints, Jesus coming back to get the saints. Are you a saint?
Only the real believers are going to they're going to their second home, or their home, sorry. Only the true believers have their home in heaven.
If he believes he's a saint, then he should be in his virgin state. And looking at his picture, he doesn't look like someone who is still
a virgin.
He looks like someone who is active.
I have a question for Phil.
Dragon Sage had something to say, and then you can ask your question.
I have a question for Phil.
Wait, hold on. You can ask your question. Dragon Sage, hello.
Greetings, everyone from sunny Barbados.
Hey,
how's
Dragon
everyone
Sage.
doing? Afro, my sweet Afro, how are you?
I'm good. Just having these conversations as usual.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just into to give out some flowers quickly and then jump back down. You know how I
Yes.
How you doing? I never stay alone.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you, Afro, for being the sweet, wonderful person that you are, for creating this space and giving us this space to learn and deconstruct these retarded. Let me not use that word. Sorry, these ridiculously stupid religions that
brainless
do not exist. The imaginary sky daddies, the do as I want you to do, or I will analyze you. These religions that fear is the fuel of the god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Thank you so very much for providing this space. I learned so much here.
Thank
I learned
you.
so much here.
Thank you very
I
much.
learned how to. This is like a karate class. This is like a university.
Trina Bailey, leave him alone. Let him do it up here. Sheena says, "Oh, you could have done this in the comments." No, Sheena, let him do it. It's okay. Come on. Leave the man alone.
I'm not here to Sheena. I'm not here to bash on anybody. I'm just here to give us some flowers. Thank you very much, Afro. Clear voice, how are you?
Who? Oh, Vessel.
How are you doing,
Vessel over there, right? Okay. Guys, let's over on YouTube, guys. I'm going to have to end the stream on YouTube. So if you would like to watch the the rest of it, you can come on TikTok. I can still control the phone while I'm out and about, but on YouTube, I'll have to step away from the computer. So but thank you everyone for watching on YouTube, and thank you for the conversation. This is an ongoing conversation. We have to continue exposing these charlatans and these liars. And Adeboye is a fraud. Adeboye is a con man. Adeboye is one of the biggest problems in Africa. That man has damaged lives. He has damaged and is still continuing to damage people. So never mind. We will carry on having this conversation. So yeah, everyone, thank you. You guys can carry on conversation here on TikTok. It's okay. Just on YouTube. So thank you everyone on YouTube.